Well, the Houston Texans reset the cornerback market, re-signing all-pro corner Derek Stingley Jr. to a 3-year, $90 million extension. 89 of that is guaranteed. Cowboys added a former second-round pick and wide receiver Paris Campbell. He played last year with the Eagles. And Cooper Rush, no longer a Cowboy. He's a Baltimore Raven. 2 years, $6.2 million, 4.2 guaranteed.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Green beer is flowing, and we're where you need to be for the best St. Patrick's Day party in the city, the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road.
I got to do it. Woo, be stealing my Lucky Charms.
Uh-huh.
Woo!
You've been waiting all day for that.
Charms. And Rory won today. So
Rory did win.
How about
today.
that? It's lines up perfectly.
Now, it's interesting
my
because I
Lucky
know.
Charms.
All right, enough. I know he won. I was ready. I got up this morning, was watching Get Up, and I was like, I'm going to put on the golf, and it was already over. Like, I thought this was going to be this long 3-hole playoff, and Spawn put it in the water right away, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see any of it.
Well, I did. I watched it this
Did
morning.
you wake up early for that?
Well, I wasn't that early. I mean, it started at like 9 o'clock.
That's
so.
early.
Well, no, I'm way awake by then.
You're old.
Although I wasn't feeling too spiffy this morning.
Well, why wouldn't you be feeling spiffy this morning after being here at the Roo Pub yesterday having a Reinagel Stiffy?
I did. I had one of those. They're very tasty, by the way. You go all kinds of different ways with that, whatever you want to do. But yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun here. It was like the pre-St. Patrick's Day party last night.
I just think it was a St. Patrick's Day party that's just now a 2-day affair.
I got you.
The crawfish boil sold out really quick. That was good. The bands and the drinks and the shots, and Reinagel not feeling spiffy because of too many stiffies.
Well, yeah, they'll get you because they're very tasty.
Yeah,
and they go down very smooth,
refreshing,
and so before you know it, you're into about 5 of those things. So there's all kinds of ways we could go there too.
You just keep talking, man.
When's the last time you had 5 stiffies, Joe?
In one day?
I don't think I've ever done that, buddy. Even back in my heyday.
Oh, come on. I mean, if Bill Belichick can be on the beach playing airplane or whatever that game is with his girlfriend, there's hope for all of us thanks to medication.
Well, absolutely there is. So it's all good. I feel better now. I'm ready. The Roo Pub's hopping already. They're setting up outside. And, let's go again.
Well, there's a band that's about to get started named after Rob Thompson called the Irish Goodbye.
Yeah.
And Finding Friday will be on stage at 5 o'clock. Play for a couple, 3-4 hours. I'm not sure how long they're going to play. And you got Spurs playing tonight, too. So you got a lot going on here. But you want to celebrate St. Patrick's Day the right way. There's no better place than the Roo Pub here at 281 in Redland Road. Roo and Angry Elephant, they've got the parking lot, part of it fenced off for the band. Lots of shot bars and different things outside. Obviously, inside, you've got grumpy-ass Greg Shelton and TVs everywhere and green beer.
They do have green beer. So how do they do that? They just put it's a
little food dye.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What would you think it was?
I really don't care because I just give me a beer.
Well, it is a beer with a little green dye.
Get it.
I mean, you have to have one that way.
No, you don't.
I mean, you do. I'm not the biggest fan of because I don't really care, but you have to have at least one.
Well, I might have one then later.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might. You're kind of required.
I'm required.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
Hey, I'm not
If you're going to steal your Lucky Charms, you got to have a green beer when you do it.
Stealing my Lucky Charm.
Good Lord.
It's going to be a good day, though. A lot of fun out here because this place is going to be it's going to be rocking. I mean, people already showing up here, getting ready to party for the St. Patrick's Day. I guess a lot of people taking the day off, Minix.
Oh, a lot of people that take the day off. What I always find interesting is, like there's a couple at the bar over there. They've got their laptops out there working from home, but responsible. They're finishing whatever it is they have to do, and they're getting it done with a drink in their hand. So they are here ready to party. You too can do the same. Get on over here to the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road, and we'll start talking brackets as well. The field is set. The road to San Antonio is officially on. The court reveal today does have a very San Antonio feel to it. Looks good. Like that. The different aspects of everybody's going to be talking about getting to San Antonio. And I got to admit, I'm a one bracket guy. I know there are people out there that will do multiple brackets. I'm not a fan of that. I think you should have one bracket. Now, I did a bracket. Now, the way I always do my brackets is, all right, it's out. I'll go through it. Just thinking, right? No research, just boom, 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 boom. Got my bracket. Now, I might change it before Thursday, but I will have one bracket in whatever it is I sign up for and get involved. Now, what I've got right now might not be what is actually going to be my final version bracket when the games start on Thursday because, man, I can already look at my bracket and go, dude, I got 4 1 seeds coming to San Antonio.
Yeah, dude, that's not going to happen.
Well,
we looked that up. Last time that happened was 2008.
Yeah. And where was the Final Four that year?
It was in San Antonio.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's not going to happen. I mean, come on. Yeah, who wants 4 number 1 seeds anyway?
Well, my bracket.
I want a little chaos.
Well, I mean, and that's part of it. Are you looking for the chaos? Because like I said, I just went through and, start in the South region like all of them do at ESPN. Boom, 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 boom. Then you look up and you got 4 1s and you go, well, that ain't going to happen. So now I've got to go kind of try to find where I think some upsets can be, although I did pick some upsets along the way, just not with the 1 seeds.
I get that. I understand that. But there's some good 2 seeds out there that could be players before it's all said and done. I've become a big St. John's fan.
Well, everybody has because, he's all over the TV right now.
Well, that's kind of the pick of the tournament, but I like that. I'm kind of surprised they're a number 2 seed. That seems high, but I like them.
Well, I've got Texas Tech knocking them off before losing to Florida in the Elite 8.
All right.
Because I think Tech could have a big run. Right now, I've got Houston winning the whole thing. And I've been on Auburn. I've been on Auburn for a couple of weeks now. Everybody seems to be on Florida now for what they did this weekend in the SEC tournament. Auburn, I still have them getting to the Final Four, but they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. Not really sure. Duke, yeah, I'd love to see the Houston Cougars win it. And what better than a Texas team winning in San Antonio? Since the Longhorns sure as hell aren't going to get there, they'll win their play-in thing tomorrow or Wednesday.
No, they won't.
And then they'll get bounced. No, they'll win the play-in, but they're going to lose in the first round.
I'm going to tell you, it's going to piss you and Shelton off, but Texas has no business even playing in this thing. None.
Well,
they have no business. The only reason they're in is because they had a decent run in the tournament, but they don't deserve to be there.
They didn't even have a decent run in the tournament. They got a double overtime win over the Aggies.
Well, that's a pretty big win.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big win. So they won a couple of games, though, in the tournament. Yeah. So, look, but they don't deserve to be there. They really don't. And I hope Xavier kicks the crap out of them Wednesday night.
Well, they're not, but Illinois will kick the crap out of Texas in the actual first round.
I'm going to join the West Virginia governor and sue the hell out of the NCAA.
Are you?
Sure.
I love politicians doing politician-type things. The governor of West Virginia calling it the National Corrupt Athletic Association.
I agree with that.
Is, threatening lawsuits, legal action, investigations, thinking there's bribery and other things that kept West Virginia out of the tournament. He's mad, and called a press conference and everything today because they're not in.
Well, he got some votes for that, right? Put it in his pocket. Sure. He'll make the folks at West Virginia feel good. But look, the SEC sets a record: 14 teams out of the 16-team conference, all making it. Texas should not be one of them. They just shouldn't.
Well, I'll disagree because I said the other day when they beat A&M, that was enough to get them in. The fact that they're in the play-in is about right for this Texas team. When you look at all the different things that the committee is supposed to be looking at, they're more deserving of being in than North Carolina. North Carolina
I totally agree with that.
in.
I totally agree with that.
And sometimes you go, is it because of the name on the front of the jersey? And that's certainly a possibility. But then you're looking at all these different things. And, Texas was borderline, but I think they did enough in the conference tournament to get in. I said that last week, seeing them in. I know Joe Lunardi had them out. Other bracketologists had them in. Lunardi was the one that had them out. And, they get in, but sort of. I don't even know if I really count still. Are they really in the tournament when you have this play-in thing, which I'm still not a fan of, even though we've had it around now for years?
Well, it goes to show you that it is the name on the jersey, because 19 and 15 should not be in the NCAA tournament. I mean, it shouldn't be. They might be a 3 seed in the NIT, for goodness sake. I mean, so I really don't blame West Virginia for being as upset as they are. And North Carolina shouldn't be in there either. So, but it happens every year. You're going to be happy with some and not so happy with others, and that's the way that it goes. But Texas, that's a tough draw for them, because that Xavier bunch is always difficult. Always is, and this year's no exception. I don't think Texas gets by them.
It's going to be interesting to see. Plenty to talk about. We'll argue about it over some green beers here at the Roo Pub. Come celebrate St. Patrick's Day here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. The Dallas Cowboys are in the market for a new backup quarterback. The details on Cooper Rush's departure coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let's talk about health as we age. May feel like you're lacking energy or strength. Maybe you're a little moody. Your libido isn't what it used to be. All of these could be caused by low testosterone. The answer is simple. Go get tested at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Their patient-first VIP experience is fast and easy. I recommend the providers at Synergenics because their personalized therapy goes beyond standard treatments. They've been the go-to experts in TRT for well over a decade, and not all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. Personalized treatment is key, as not all guys have the same testosterone levels. So book that initial appointment now. Go to the website, synergenicshealth.com. Testosterone starts to decline in your 30s. So if you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. Get checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, where they also have affordable GLP-1 weight loss options. Get started. Get that VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com, SYNERGENX health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
To...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hour.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Rd, the spot to be. On this St. Patrick's Day, you want to celebrate the right way. No better St. Patty's Day party than what's going to happen here at the Roo Pub, happening now and well into the night.
Absolutely. They're already going outside. I mean, I hear music playing, and sounds like they're having a hell of a time without us.
Well, I mean, we're having a hell of a time.
Well, we are. I guess we're kind of part of the entertainment today.
Yeah, you could say that, although we've been entertained by the bitching of one grumpy-ass Greg Shelton.
That's always entertaining. That's for sure. But he'll be all right. He's a little grumpier than usual today.
Well, it's Monday.
Is that what it is? And he spent, maybe it's because the third day in a row he's had to spend with us.
Oh, he had a week in between.
Yeah. Poor guy.
He's fine.
I feel bad for him.
Don't. Issues with the station van you could feel bad about.
Yeah, right. He's got a lot to do this week. A lot on his plate.
Yeah.
Feel bad for the guy. It's overworked.
Yeah. You could say that. Maybe.
No, not really.
The Baltimore Ravens have signed Cooper Rush to be their backup quarterback. And it's a hell of a deal for Cooper Rush. I mean, Chris Cabot and the crew over there at Equity, a hell of a deal for Cooper Rush. At this point in his career, the guaranteed money from Baltimore, I think, is probably more than what the Cowboys wanted to pay on the regular deal. But the overall contract, you look at that and you go, holy crap, for Cooper Rush. But what is Cooper Rush? He is proven to be a game-ready backup quarterback. That's a nice insurance policy that the Ravens bought in case something happened to Lamar Jackson. But they're hoping never to see him on the field, just like most Cowboy fans are hoping to never see Cooper Rush. But my fear is with Cooper Rush out the door, I was kind of hoping that, the Cowboys would bring him back because are we getting to the point with Dak Prescott? It's not if he gets hurt, but it's when he gets hurt and for how many games is he going to miss? And without a game-ready backup quarterback, what are the Cowboys going to do? Because, like everything else they've been doing, I expect them to try to go extremely cheap at QB2.
Well, and that's the problem, right? Yep. I mean, that's the problem. That's why you don't have Cooper Rush available anymore, which is kind of sad for Dallas because you're right. I think anytime Dak's on the field now, you got to worry about injury. And the guy's getting up there. He's had some serious injuries, and you need a reliable back. You got Will Grier right now. And I don't think that would I don't think anybody would be too happy to see Will Grier on the field when Dak Prescott gets hurt. But you got to also figure that the Cowboys are going to draft the quarterback. At least you would hope that they would. And is that guy going to be your backup quarterback? Either way, it's not Cooper Rush, and not dependable is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and all right, Cooper Rush was dependable. He's now gone. Baltimore Ravens signed him. A little bit surprising that, you heard no buzz about Cooper Rush, which, I was kind of thinking, all right, well, that's good news for Dallas. And maybe Cooper didn't want to move at this point in his life and career and whatnot. But one of the things that you started seeing almost immediately over the weekend after Cooper Rush signed with Baltimore is the stories about Dallas's interest in South Lake Carroll alum Quinn Ewers. And could that now be somebody that the Cowboys are targeting in the draft? And I think you're a year early from trying to draft Dak's replacement. Not that I think Quinn would be that guy, but Quinn's probably a top 3-round guy. I don't know that if I'm the Cowboys, I want to spend a draft pick in the first 3 rounds on a quarterback because I need more impact players that I can get in the first 3 rounds. If you draft a quarterback, you're hoping that you're not going to see him if he's the backup to Dak Prescott. They don't need to start worrying about who's replacing Dak Prescott till next year, maybe even the year after. So I see these articles about Quinn Ewers, and I'm thinking, man, I like that they're thinking quarterback, but I don't know that I'm thinking I want Quinn Ewers in it with a 3rd-round pick.
Well, the other guy is the guy that played for Oregon. Dylan Gabriel was another name I've seen mentioned that the Cowboys might have some interest in. Like, who knows? But either way, they need a backup quarterback. Will Grier's not the guy, but is Quinn Ewers the guy? Or is Dylan Gabriel the guy? If something happens to Dak Prescott, that's troubling either way because you're going to bring in a young kid and with no NFL experience and expect them to come in and perform. So it's a bigger loss for Dallas than I think people will let on. That it's just Cooper Rush, but Cooper Rush was Mr. Dependable for that ball club. Dak Prescott wrote him a thank you note. Did you see that? An Instagram deal that he posted. Yeah. And he said, "Thank you, brother." How about that?
Yeah,
it's kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, you just look at all of it. That I'm with you. That's a big loss for the Cowboys that you hope not to have. Played well as a starter when he had his opportunities for the most part. Whether they go with a rookie there, whether it's a Quinn, a Dylan Gabriel, somebody else that we're not thinking of. You know who they're not talking about? Trey Lance.
No. Nobody's talking about Trey Lance.
No, and I find that interesting, and I guess there is a possibility that he is still an option, but at what price? And you almost wonder if you're the Cowboys this offseason, you did give up a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance. If they don't bring him back, even if it's at almost no money, whatever the minimums are, because, there does not appear to be a market for Trey Lance. I Googled to try to find anything on Trey Lance, and he was trying to find a home where he could compete as a starter and could not find one. So he still sees himself as somebody that should be able to go compete for a starting job. And that isn't happening. So I guess when you start shopping for backup quarterbacks, maybe he'll land somewhere, and he's obviously going to go to the highest bidder. But if the Cowboys aren't even talking to him as a potential backup, what does that tell you about his ability in the NFL, that they would rather roll the dice on a rookie quarterback that they haven't drafted yet or go fishing in the UFL stock pond or look around and see what other backup quarterbacks are available. You know, you see like a Jameis Winston is on his way to visit the Giants.
Yeah.
Now, Jameis might have a chance to start there, depending on what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. He might have a chance. You know, there's all kinds of weird things that could happen, but nobody is talking about Trey Lance, including Dallas.
Nobody is. Look, I mean, he kind of proved that he couldn't get the job done. It was a bad trade to begin with. We said it then. Obviously, it's turned out to be a bad trade. Guy's got all the tools. I just think he just doesn't seem to me like one of those guys that has the tools to figure something out quickly. Does that make sense? I mean, when you're an NFL quarterback, you got to think on the fly and you got to make those decisions quick. It just never seemed like Trey Lance could do that. Again, he's got the tools, he's got the arm, he's athletic, all of that stuff. I think it's more between the ears than anything. And the Cowboys, would, at least at this point in time, would rather go with Will Grier than Trey Lance. And quite frankly, I don't blame him.
Well, and again, the whole Trey Lance thing, it was a bad roll of the dice to begin with, although, you know, did they take a chance on somebody? Sure. And sometimes you know, and that's what the Cowboys are doing this offseason. It's almost like Jerry said, dude, if you were a first or second round pick, we've got a home for you. It didn't work out. Change of scenery is exactly what you need. Come to Dallas.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, that's what they've done at this point.
Well,
I mean,
it is.
They've got a collection of first round busts, hoping that one of them will pan out.
And then they just signed a second round bust, hoping he'll pan out. Paris, I saw that. I'm going, really? Don't you already have Jonathan Mingo on the roster?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's like I couldn't figure that thing out. The guy this will be his third NFL team. He was hurt a bunch last year, and I don't know. I really just don't understand that move at all.
Well, I mean, the Paris Campbell signing depth at wide receiver, which I think speaks more to what they think of all the kids named Jalen than it does anything else.
Yeah.
You know, I do think with the contract that Turpin signed, he's probably going to be more involved in the offense. You got CD. I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted a wide receiver. Mingo is a big question mark. Tolbert, I mean, flashes, but that's about it. I do like the potential of Jalen Brooks, although he didn't have enough opportunity last year to give you confidence that he's going to develop. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I don't mind a depth signing at all in Paris Campbell, and that's what he is, and kind of a red zone target.
Well, and he's a speedy guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he is one of those guys that can get over the top. It's just he hasn't worked out. And again, you said it. That's who they're signing these days. Guys that haven't been able to work out, and maybe a change of scenery will help some of those guys. I think John Machota said it best on Friday when he joined us here on the Blitz. If you were listening, if you weren't, he said, hey, if a couple of those guys pan out, and then the Cowboys had a successful offseason.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
And DeMarcus Lawrence, all the talk from last week about not knowing he would never win a Super Bowl and everything that went viral, and then his Twitter fight with Micah Parsons. Old DeMarcus Lawrence put a beautiful note out on social media, how he loves Dallas, will always be a Cowboy. Such a completely different tone. And I'll just go back to that guy was butthurt when he had to go to Seattle. And he lashed out. That's what it was. You could just tell with that, whether he wrote it or had somebody else write it, whatever the case is, he posted on his social. It was very heartfelt about what it meant for him to be a Cowboy. And he thought things would end differently because he thought he'd wear that star on his helmet for his entire career.
He did, and he was upset. There's no doubt about it. He was upset. And sometimes that's when the truth comes out, right? That whole spat with Micah Parsons, I think, told a lot about what some of those players think about what Parsons does off the field. But look, I can't feel sorry for D-Law. I mean, he wasn't going to make that kind of money in Dallas.
Nah.
And so he got paid. Go to Seattle and enjoy yourself.
Well, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. He'll be just fine.
Absolutely,
just like you will be when you get over here to the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. The St. Patrick's Day party for the city is underway now. It's the best one in the city. Come hang out with us here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. You talk about guys getting paid. the Bengals open up their wallet. The green beer must have been flowing in Cincinnati because these deals got done
What
late.
Joey wants, Joey gets.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Let's talk about that coming up. First, though, we got a pair of tickets to give away to go see the Counting Crows. They're going to be at the ESPY in August 2nd. Tickets are on sale at thespy.com, but we got a pair of tickets we'll give away right now. Caller 11, those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 11, you're going to go see the Counting Crows at the ESPY. Let's talk big contracts and what it means for Micah Parsons. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen all this week to the Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the ESPY. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete sweet store, comes to the ESPY. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thespy.com.
I've been hanging around this town.
Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-cent drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to get Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay. Let me tell you, Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint.
Let's trade lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. St. Patrick's Day. The party is in full effect here. Come hang out with us. It's St. Patty's Day. It's a Monday. Come drink some green beer.
Absolutely. It's a holiday to drink. Yes. That's the beauty of St. Patrick's Day. They have a holiday just so you can drink and not feel bad about it. It's awesome.
Well, is that every day that ends in wine?
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking too. But I mean, it's official. So, you tell somebody, I don't feel too good. You wake up tomorrow.
You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. Okay, no problem.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a bit of a practice round, if you will, for our golf tournament coming up April 14th out at the Golf Club of Texas, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. You just heard Big Voice Guy. Get your foursome signed up, sasportstar.com. We're over halfway sold out, so we're less than a month out. So get signed up, sasportstar.com. Last night we were here at Roo Pub, Reinagel and I, and started getting these alerts on our phones that Cincinnati finally spent some money. It came down pretty late last night, but I guess when you're talking all that kind of money, it doesn't matter what time, as long as that money is there. Both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase get done at the same time. I don't know if they orchestrated that to be able to announce it, but well done by Cincinnati, well done by the receivers, well done by Joe Burrow. It wasn't one before the other. It was all of that, right? I like the fact that they got them both done at the same time, or at least announced it at the same time.
Well, which is so unlike Cincinnati to do something like that. I tell you what, I never had a doubt they were going to keep Jamar Chase. I figured that was going to happen, but the T. Higgins deal, I didn't think that they would they get more than another year out of that guy because, well, you can't tag him anymore after this year. So I'm surprised and pleasantly, but that's what Joe Burrow wanted. And so he got his way. And now I hear they're actually working on a deal for Hendrickson. And going to try to keep him and get him re-signed.
And you wonder if he'll break the bank. I mean, you look at Chase gets 4 years, $161 million, 112 of that guaranteed. Higgins, 4 years, $115 million. Only the first 2 years of his deal are guaranteed. But Chase now, highest paid non-quarterback. Myles Garrett had that for a week. Jamar Chase at $40.3 million. And you wonder, all right, so Micah Parsons, is his basement now $41 million?
Yes, it is. And I'm sure that's exactly what he's going to want. The thing is now, if he was holding up the deal, and I'm talking about Micah Parsons, we'll know because everybody signed pretty much that's going to break. I don't think Hendrickson is going to top Jamar Chase. So I think everybody signed that was going to get that non-quarterback prize in salary-wise. So everybody's done. So if Micah was waiting on that, a deal should get done. Jerry, on the other hand, if it was him that was holding up the deal, well, we may be waiting around a little longer.
Well, and again, I mean, you look at last year, Justin Jefferson reset the market at $35 million. And then you had Max Crosby a couple weeks ago come in at $35.5. Then Myles Garrett got up to $40, and Jamar Chase got a couple of nickels more than Garrett at 40.3. So you figure even though Micah said he doesn't have to be the highest paid. Now it might be annual salary isn't the same. He could go all Josh Allen. What's an extra $5 million? I wouldn't even notice that. But his biggest guarantee, what is the non-guaranteed part of the money? Somewhere Micah Parsons is going to claim that he's the top of the list. And even though Micah says all these things, I also wouldn't be surprised if Micah wants the most per year and the most guaranteed non-quarterback deal. But there's nobody out there right now that I think is going to top Jamar Chase until Micah Parsons does it during this cycle. Next cycle, Micah won't have that anymore. But you get it for one cycle, and there you go.
Well, I find it fascinating that you see poor C.D. Lamb way down the list there now. And everybody thought $34 million. Wow. And then now 40.3.
Well, and that's the crazy thing is that C.D. Lamb number about this time last year was high 20s. Jerry waited, didn't get it done, and it ended up being 34. Micah, just a couple of weeks ago, was going to be 37, 38.
Yeah.
Now 41. If not more than that. Maybe he wants to go more than just pennies over. He wants to really, stick it to Jerry, which, again, this is when players can be selfish. This is when they're supposed to be selfish, is when they're negotiating their contracts. It's going to be interesting to see. But I was surprised T. Higgins got his deal, knowing that he could have gone on the tag. I'm not surprised Jamar Chase got his. But the contract that surprised me most today is out of Houston.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley gets a 3-year, $90 million extension with 89 of it guaranteed.
They didn't want to fully guarantee it, so they just came in right under there. Obviously, I think highly of Derek Stingley Jr., and he's played well. So good for the Texans to get that done, and good for Derek Stingley. I tell you what, that's a hell of a deal for him. Highest paid cornerback now in NFL history. So that's good for him. So he gets to own that prize for a while.
Well, and you wonder with the deals that were done today, and that's a hell of a deal for Stingley. We had him on the show right before he went on IR. Great young man, great player, not surprising. And my goodness, you think about that LSU team and the amount of money that they have been paid between Burrow's contract, Jamar's, Jefferson, Stingley's deal. Holy cow. That LSU class might be one of the richer when you look at it that way. But the two deals that were done today, the two big deals, will have an impact on the Dallas Cowboys because obviously Jamar Chase resets the non-high quarterback market, so that will affect Micah Parsons and his dealing. And next year when Deron Bland is due, does this Derek Stingley deal change what the Cowboys might have to pony up for a guy like Bland if he has another year like he's had the last two? I mean, you remember last year, or 2 seasons ago, all those touchdowns, all those pick sixes, and what a bargain he has been. But he's on the verge of being that guy that's going to cash in at big time, which you think about Diggs might have to go out just to be able to keep a DaRon Bland.
Yeah, he may have to do that, but I can't see Jerry doing that. I could see a DaRon Bland being a guy that will be playing in a different jersey when that happens, just simply because with the contracts that he has. And I'll have to look at Diggs' contract. Now, I know this year, if they were to drop him or cut him, I mean, that dead cap money would kill him. So I don't know how it changes from year to year. But look, if you're the Cowboys, I think you get rid of Diggs as soon as you possibly can. I mean, the guy has just been banged up. He's been hurt. He really had one good year. And so, yeah, I think you get rid of that guy. He got paid. He got his money. But I think you get rid of him as soon as you possibly can.
Well, I mean, he got paid and he got hurt. And sometimes that happens. And credit Jerry for getting the Diggs deal done early, although it bit him in the ass because of the injuries. But at the same time, now you have to figure out, can you get out of it, especially if he cannot return to play at the level that he was before all these injuries. And with the knee that he is dealing with, there's a lot of questions whether he can be the guy that earned that contract. That's part of doing business in the NFL, and injuries are a real factor. But, right now, I think you've got to figure out how are you going to be able to keep DaRon Bland, because he has been a great player for you. And if you're Jerry and you talk about draft, develop, and pay, he is a prime example of draft, develop, and it's time to pay him. Are you going to be able to do that and keep him around? And all the moves that they're making this year, all these low-risk moves, one-year deals, are partially for design for having to pay guys coming up. Now, until I saw this Stingley deal, I didn't think Bland was going to be in that neighborhood, but the neighborhood just changed because you still got to pay Tyler Smith. You're still going to have some of those other guys that are, I mean, every year you're going to have a couple guys that you're going to have to pay. You've drafted well. And as much as we bag on the Cowboys front office, all these contracts that they're signing for their draft picks are because they drafted well and those guys have turned in to be superstars. But when you have that, yes, that's a sign that you've done your job well, but you've got to now figure out how to keep them.
Yeah, well, yeah, you do. And last year, a bunch of those guys walked away. This year, not so many. And Cowboys have done what they've done, signing a bunch of rejects. But and we'll see if those guys work out. But I don't know. Just thinking about it without looking at a DaRon Bland, you're right. He's played well. Has he played well enough to eclipse Stingley Jr.? That I'm not sure about. But we'll see. I just think the Cowboys now, they're going to be in a bind for a while. Think about it. You're going to sign Micah Parsons. You got CeeDee Lamb on his contract. You got Dak Prescott on a huge contract. You're going to have to sign your offensive lineman. That's going to be big. Yeah, Terrence Steele is eating up a big chunk of that too, and he certainly didn't play up to that contract last year. So they got a lot of figuring out to do, and I just think this Cowboys team I don't have much hope for him, Jason. I certainly don't this year. Not at all.
For the Cowboys?
For the Cowboys.
Well, it's early.
Yeah, it's early.
I mean, give it time. They'll draft well. I mean, when you look at it, they got a quarterback, they got a receiver, they got some defensive players. They're going to have a chance. Have they done anything to this point in this offseason to seemingly close the gap between Philadelphia and Washington in the NFC East? Then the answer is no.
No.
But how wide was that gap truly when you think about what they dealt with last year? And if they get any kind of semblance of a running game this offseason, then I think they could be back in the mix. So we'll see. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Brian Schottenheimer to get back to running the ball more and effectively. And what can Eberflus do with that defense? Because, last year's defense under Zimmer wasn't good for the most part.
No, it was not. The whole team just kind of fell apart, to be honest with you. And injuries were a big part of that. So it'd be interesting to see what the Cowboys do. But I'm with you. And I think this is what you just said. Cowboys are are third in the NFC East right now.
Yeah, right now.
Right now, they're third. And Philly's not going to take a step back, although they have lost some players, granted. And Washington's moving forward. So,
well, I mean, the reality is when you look at the NFC East rule book, they're not allowed to have back-to-back champions. So it's either going to be Dallas or Washington this year, not Philadelphia.
Well, it's going to be Washington then.
Well, I mean, we don't know that.
No, we do know that.
I mean, what if Jaden Daniels has a second season that takes a step back? What if Dan Quinn, who was great in his first year in Dallas, takes a step back? I mean, there's a lot of different things that could factor in where Dallas has made some smart and some low-risk moves to help fill in some voids, which, again, and they're not done yet. We won't really know until we get to training camp, right? After the draft and see how they're going to try to do the pieces and parts thing. But I don't, and by no means do I think the Cowboys right now have a Super Bowl caliber roster, but I don't think they're looking at a disastrous year either. Will they be competitive? It depends on the health of number 4.
Well, that's huge.
Well, it is.
And that's huge. And at this point in time, you can't be real optimistic about that. You still got some guys coming back from injury too. How are they going to return? Look, there's a lot of question marks still. But you just stay with number 4. Everybody seems to think it's just magically going to return and be back to what he was. I don't. I'm just not sure that you can with 2 serious leg injuries that he's had.
Well, I mean, his game has already changed where he doesn't run enough.
He doesn't run at all.
And, the hamstring coming off the bone and getting surgically repaired, I like that more so than if he just tried to let it heal on its own, because, that's like patching a bald tire. I mean, he changed his tire out. He went down to discount and he got a new one. So, once that thing is strengthened, should be a little bit better off because it's all stapled together and repaired. So I'm not as concerned about how fragile that hamstring is in his ankle. That was a clean break. So it's not like an Achilles or some of those other injuries that you're just waiting for the next injury to happen. But we'll see. But he's got to be able to stay healthy. I mean, he's had some weird injury. All his injuries are kind of weird. The fractured ankle, the hamstring off the bone. Remember, he broke his fingers hitting a helmet, right? Which happens, but he doesn't have your standard ACL tears or your, those kind of injuries.
Optimistic Jason Minix. I wouldn't expect anything else from you. So, or other Cowboy fans for that matter. It's
pessimistic Joe Reinagle. He tore a hamstring. He'll never walk again. They should cut his leg off.
Super Bowl for the Cowboys this year.
Nobody said that.
It's going to happen. You wait till after the draft. That's all this draft class. It was fantastic. That's Super Bowl. This is the team. This is the one.
We'll see. But I mean, we know Dak will be out there with 2 legs. It didn't get amputated.
No, it
right?
didn't.
I mean, he's
but
not
going
to be out there on a scooter.
He's going to be out there like the Statue of Liberty. So he better get a good run game, and that offensive line better be in great shape.
Well, neither of that's going to happen. I mean, actually, they can get a good run game. That offensive line, again, go back to the draft. I'm
not mad at you, Jason. I'd be upset if you thought any other way, my friend. So that's that.
No, I'd be upset with you if you.
That's Cowboy fan. That's good.
Oh yeah, I mean, Dak has no legs. How's he going to run around?
He doesn't.
I mean, he just sits in a pocket because he can't stand. Literally on his ass. He's just back there.
Dude couldn't run last year. There's no reason to think he's going to be able to run.
He hasn't really been a running quarterback since he snapped his ankle.
Exactly.
And in one of those years, he finished second in MVP.
And
he's had some good years.
That damn Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Why I oughta.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Can't get here fast enough, man. The football season. Yeah. I'm ready already.
The best season and always the shortest season.
Yes.
Long off season with plenty to talk about. Plenty to talk about coming up here on the Blitz as we're live out here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. St. Patrick's Day party is underway. Band called Irish Goodbye is on the stage now. Finding Friday takes the stage at 5 o'clock. The Dallas Mavericks continue to piss off their fans. And nobody smiles more than Jerry after the latest fumble by the Mavs. We'll explain coming up here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons, especially on a party day like today. You get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. You know, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com. and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Hey, it's Adam from County Crows. Come out and see us on the Complete Suites Tour this summer. We'll be joined by our friends, the Gaslight Anthem. It's a summer butter miracle.
Guess I should.
Old songs, new songs. Come and hang with us.
Saturday, August 2nd, the SB at St. Paul Square. Tickets on sale now at thesb.com. Presented by ATG Entertainment.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm,
It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-cent drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday, we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
At Round Table Pizza, our signature ingredients like made-from-scratch dough, our 3-cheese blend, and toppings all the way to the edge create your perfect pizza. Try our new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza, available for a limited time. You can enjoy a large for only $19.99 at participating locations. Plus, pair your pizza with our irresistible shareables. To find your nearest location or to order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. That's roundtablepizza.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs got a win over the Pelicans over the weekend. They return to action tonight. They're going to take on Luka Doncic and the Lakers. Tip-off there set for 9:30 in L.A. NCAA Tournament field is set. Texas A&M is a 4 seed. They'll face off against Yale on Thursday. Texas Tech a 3 seed. They'll face UNC Wilmington on Thursday. Houston got a number 1 seed. Texas is an 11 seed. They take on Xavier in a first 4 matchup Wednesday.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. St. Patrick's Day. Of course, we're at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road.
A lot of green being worn in here today.
Yes.
How about that?
You wore your green shirt yesterday.
I did, but I found a shirt that's got green in there. It's got some green going. So
you were just hoping to get pinched all day, weren't you?
No, not really.
I mean, Greg Shelton knows that he doesn't have to wear green. Nobody's coming close to his ass.
He's got green on, though. Is that a green shirt? It is, see?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I thought it was brown.
You see, that's why I keep telling you about Greg Shelton. He's got that rough exterior, but inside the guy's a teddy bear.
Is he now?
He's a teddy bear. Come on.
Now, there's a guy here in the Roo Pub wearing a jersey that I can't talk about on air, but it does seem like the kind of jersey that grumpy-ass Greg Shelton would wear.
Yeah.
And then you could be like Ben Bailey, who shows up with no green at all because he has no idea. Oh, is there green in there somewhere? There's so many colors going on in that shirt. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Hey, the party has already started here. I know the band is at Irish Goodbyes outside.
Yep.
They're playing right now. I got some folks in here, but most people are outside enjoying a beautiful day.
Well, it is gorgeous outside.
It really is.
We were originally going to set up outside until they said the band starts at 2, and I said, well, we can't do that.
Can't do that. That's right. I remember you talking to Chip about that the last time we were here. So.
Well, and Greg was all, of course, how are we, I got to set up a tent, and I got to do all kinds of things. So, yeah, we're inside in our normal spot. So come hang out, come say hello, and then go enjoy the music here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Right now, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Now, I guess we should ask this beforehand. Pledge for those watching on YouTube, are you able to play this video on our YouTube channel, or are we just going to play the audio part of this Dallas Mavericks hype video that is anything but hype? Oh, it's just audio. All right. I was hoping we'd figure out a way, technology in 2025 that we could play it, but you guys could go find it. This is one of the more interesting hype videos that was done by AI.
Yo, what up, Dallas? Let's get it, fam. Under these bright lights, saddle up, haters. Riding on a horse like bandits. Haters mad, yo. They can't stand it. Defend Bring havoc, protect the hood. So savage. Rolling deep where the city glows. Cowboy boots stop the thunder flows. Crowds hyped up, we ready to ride. Texas pride, ain't no place to hide. From the whistle to the very last call. Hardwood kings, we give it all. Raise your glass, let the rafters quake. Mass fan for life, no fakes. I'm on a horse, like bandits. Haters mad, yo.
That's enough. This you get, hearing it and watching it are two different things, right? But
it's terrible.
It's awful. The headline in Barstool: the Mavericks continue to torture their own fan base by releasing one of the most horrendous AI hype videos you'll ever see, and that headline is being way too kind.
Way too kind. It's got all the players, on horses, riding their horses and doing the yeehaw and all that stuff, and it's ridiculous.
It really is. And at one point towards the end, and again, this is all AI, and all the players are dressed up as cowboys. And at the very end, they've got Anthony Davis, cowboy hat, bandana. He's holding up two flags. One says Dallas, one says Mavs. And he's holding pistols in his hands, but he's got the pistols almost like not pointed up to his head, but if it were to accidentally go off, it would take himself out.
Yes.
Very bizarre. And those AI, like when you see a AI photo and like the woman's got feet instead of hands, it's kind of one of those, like nobody holds a pistol that way at all, period. But nobody caught that. And yeah, it's a lot of meaning to that, if you will.
I don't know what they were trying to do there or accomplish, but yeah, you talk about a team that's just simply been riddled by injury, and I don't know what they're hyping. Just to get people out for the final, 20 games of the season. I don't know, but there's really nothing to hype there in Dallas.
And because they don't have enough bodies, and because the salary cap being what it is, they legitimately might have to forfeit some games coming up because they don't have enough players. Like if somebody else gets hurt, and now they're sending Anthony Davis to the G League to try to rehab.
Yeah. Can you imagine? You go to play, you're in the G League, and there's Anthony Davis you got to play against. So, that's good news for them. At least he is on the mend and getting ready to come back. So they still got a shot to get in the play-in tournament, right? I think they
technically they do, although I think they're trying to avoid it. And with Anthony Davis, I don't know that he'll actually play in a G League game, but he is going to go get 5-on-5 hard practices with their G League team.
They need to, man. Reward the fans. Although he might get hurt, so you might not want to do that. That's
exactly.
True. Yeah.
Another great headline, and this was a tweet, and it's a long tweet, but the headline says it all. In what has been described as a masterclass of playing the long game, after 6 years of dating, multiple admissions of cheating, double-digit lawsuits, and no 300-yard games, Deshaun Watson finally proposes to his girlfriend. And there are engagement photos.
Well, thank you, Cleveland, because you see the rock on that ring?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Man, it's one hell of a rock. I'll tell you that.
I think she got a couple extra carats for every one he admitted to cheating on.
Maybe so. Maybe that's what he had to do. Good for Deshaun. Although he's out all season. I don't know where this guy's going to end up, or is his career over?
He's not going to play this year, more than likely.
No, he's not.
And at some point, Cleveland's going to get out of that deal, but he's going to get all of that money because it was fully guaranteed. They will get some insurance relief because of all the injuries. But in reality, that guy has made a whole lot of money, and his now fiance is going to fully take advantage of that. I mean, it really is. Let me check my bank account. Honey, do what you do. I'm going shopping.
Exactly right. Well, hey, good for Sean. I'm happy for him.
Are you?
Well, she's not a former masseuse, is she?
No.
Employed as one now?
No.
I bet she knows how to do the happy baby.
Yeah. Why did I know you were going to go there?
Little happy baby in the Watson household.
I don't even want to think about that, nor do I want to think about Bill Belichick and the pose that we saw him on the beach this weekend. The photo surfacing with Bill Belichick playing with his girlfriend at the beach. Now, we know Bill is 73. We know his girlfriend is what, 24?
I think it's 24,
Is
yeah.
she 24?
Or 23, one of the two.
Now, I'm trying to think. I don't know what, because he's laying on his back. His feet are up in the air, and she's balancing on his legs. Now, first off, at 73 years old, give that man credit for being able to do that with his legs. I'm sure he needed help getting up, but at the same time, I just remember when Erica was a baby, like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, you could play a game like that. We called it airplane, although I don't know what the hell they were doing at the beach and why, and knowing that there could be photographers nearby, that Belichick would do that. But those were some photos that I didn't have seeing on the bingo card this weekend.
Well, you got to entertain your children when you go to the beach, and that's basically what Bill's doing. He's got to entertain the kids, and so that's what he's doing. It was, or maybe she's going to try out for cheerleader there in North Carolina. Who knows?
Well, maybe he's going to be the cheerleading coach, because that was one of those kind of deals, right?
You got to entertain the kids at the beach. That's what Bill was doing. He knows that well, so having a good time with that.
Yeah. Now, you had the grandbaby over this weekend.
Yeah.
Did you play any games like that?
No, baby's still too young
little for that.
Yeah.
But one day soon.
One day soon, probably. The best thing that happened, and I didn't get to tell you this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my garbage disposal problem.
Oh.
Well, my son-in-law's an engineer.
Oh.
Whipped that baby right into shape.
Really?
Yes. We went down to Home Depot. He went into the deal. He grabbed the thing, went. About 10 minutes, it was done.
Really?
No problem.
You've been fighting with that thing for how long?
I have.
And he got it fixed in 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Easy. He's an engineer. Did I mention that?
Did you? Did he make fun of you?
No.
Not to your face.
He's got more. Exactly. He's got more respect.
Did you learn anything?
No, I didn't watch.
You didn't watch?
What the hell do I want to watch for?
You didn't hold the flashlight, a wrench, a screwdriver? You didn't help?
No, I didn't. I did. I helped. I got the hell out of the way. That's what happened.
So you didn't stick around just to see?
No.
Well, why didn't you try to learn something?
For what reason am I going to do that?
Well, in case you didn't do a good enough job and it breaks again.
No, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's got a brand new. You know what I learned?
What?
This is interesting. Now, everybody else, you might know this. I don't know. But where they put the starter for the disposals up right by the sink, right? So you push the button down. Well, that can't be electrical. Okay? So what it does, according to my son-in-law, is it shoots air into the garbage disposal. That fires something up to start it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
So I did learn that.
All right.
Because you can't have wires up there next to that water like that.
Well, that would make sense.
Makes sense.
That would make sense.
How about that?
I learned something this weekend.
You did?
With all that wind that we had.
Yeah.
I noticed this little thing that was laying in my yard that clearly came off of the roof, right? So, and I wasn't sure if that was from my roof or somebody else's because, the winds were bad. So I texted a picture of it to my friend who has a roofing company. I was like, what is this and how bad is it? And it's the cap that goes over one of those pipes that are sticking out of your roof.
Right.
And he was like, I can order you one, but that's a plumbing issue, not a roofer issue.
All right.
Because it's the cap to the water heater, that pipe that's going from your. So who would have thought you'd call a plumber for something that would be on your roof?
You wouldn't. I wouldn't know to do that.
Yeah.
Have you called the plumber yet?
No, my roof guy said he would take care of
He'd
it.
take care of it.
But typically they wouldn't because, that's more of a plumber issue than it is a roofer issue. And I thought,
Well, that's interesting.
Learn something new every day.
Well, I'm glad that we both learned something this weekend. So it was a productive weekend.
You know what I always do? I call a guy that knows because I know I don't know.
Right. Did your bird problem taken care of?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, bird problem's gone.
Wow.
No issue since the guy was there the other day.
Sweet.
Power washed the patio, where the birds were making a mess. Those birds aren't coming back. Although I did notice they went over to neighbor Hal's house. I've seen a couple of birds on his porch, and I'm thinking, oh, no, the birds are going next door. That's his problem now, not mine.
That's hilarious.
But mine, I've got the spikes up, and I've got all that stuff, and have no birds have been, or at least no evidence of any birds. They don't show up on the camera, so I can't tell if they fly in and go, what the hell is this? And then get out. Right. So we'll see.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of funny, the insider feud continues with Jordan Schultz from Fox and at the NFL Network types because the NFL Network credited their guys for the Jamar Chase deal. and T. Higgins deal, as opposed to Jordan Schultz, who tweeted 17 minutes before those guys did.
You know, he gets a little, I don't blame him. He gets a little butthurt when it comes to that. Because it's like he did, and he said he talked to those guys personally.
Yep. That's
what he claims, that both of them, and they're the ones that told him. So, yeah, they were crediting Pelissero instead of Schultz. And, but, you know, you want to credit your guy.
Well, and technically speaking, I mean, Pelissero reported on Friday they were getting close, right?
Yes, he did.
But typically when the NFL tweets, they always credit either Pelissero or Ian Rappaport or somebody that works for NFL media. The NFL never credits Schefter or Schultz or because they're crediting their own people. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, well, Jordan Schultz, not happy about it. I hope he doesn't see Pelissero in a Starbucks.
Well, that's it. I mean, although I think all those NFL types, man, they're all going to become Dutch Brothers types. Screw Starbucks.
Jeez, I guess.
Although what I find interesting is, yes, there's credit. Yes, Pelissero also had it. It's not like they said Pelissero was first. Right?
Well, that's true.
And so I don't think the NFL did anything wrong here. Just Jordan Schultz lives with his anger.
Yeah,
he's always ready to go.
He's an angry dude.
He really is an angry dude. You know, you can't be angry if you're hanging out with us here at the Roo Pub, which is where we are now for our big St. Patrick's Day party. It's going on now. There's a band outside. Finding Friday is going to be on stage around 5 o'clock today, and you know there's no better place to come celebrate St. Patrick's Day than here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. They'll have DJs both inside the Roo and Angry Elephant later tonight. Spurs are playing tonight. That will be on the 3 massive 170-inch televisions. No better place to come hang out and celebrate St. Patrick's Day than here at the Roo Pub. Now, as the week goes on, you know the kitchen is open late, and the food is fantastic here. They got a full bar. The game room has the best arts area in town, indoor cornhole, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to celebrate St. Patty's Day. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swim with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at circalasvegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. With over a decade of TRT experience, book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Put on your dancing shoes and pick up your phones. It's time to make picks on March college basketball. With Underdog, you can bring that excitement to wherever you watch. Playing on their app is as easy as choosing higher or lower on player stats like points, assists, rebounds, and more. Get those picks right, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have won billions on Underdog. Will you be next? Get in the game by signing up for Underdog using promo code STAR to claim a gimme pick as part of your first cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you deposit. Cash in on every bucket this season with Underdog. Sign up using promo code STAR. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Void where prohibited. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. It's St. Patrick's Day. The green beer is flowing here. And look around, a lot of people with their green beers. And then you've got one with a Diet Coke.
You got a couple of Diet Cokes walking around. But, yeah, everybody's having a good time already. It's great. Outside, the band is playing. Inside here, people gathered around having a good time. So it's good. This is a place to be.
It really is the place to be. And, again, you think about the tournament getting underway. Now, not this week. Next week, we're going to Las Vegas because we're going to be in Las Vegas at Circa Las Vegas for the Sweet 16 round and opening day of Major League Baseball. The real opening day, not the international games, but, the full-on opening day is next Thursday. So we're going to be out in Vegas. You still have time to book your rooms and book your flights and join us in Las Vegas. Book your rooms at circalasvegas.com. Promo code Blitz will save you some money. Go to sasportstar.com, and there's a link there that will take you right to the discounted page when you're booking your room. Make it a little bit easier for you because that's what we like to do. But come party with us in Las Vegas. It's going to be a fantastic time, and the tournament is set. The brackets came out yesterday. 14 of 16 teams in the SEC are in, including the Texas Longhorns.
Which is a travesty, quite frankly. I mean, it really is. They shouldn't be in. The SEC, you got to give them credit. They're the king of everything.
Yep.
Just when you start to think they're king of football, which they are, now the king of basketball. 14 teams from the SEC in this tournament.
Now, I have no problem as a Longhorn fan with UT getting in. And I said last week, after they beat A&M, I thought that was enough to get them in. And technically they're in, but they're not. They're in the play-in game, which is Wednesday night. And I think they'll win that game and then lose to Illinois in the first round of the playoffs. So it will be a short run for Texas in the tournament, but they did get in. But not everybody is happy. West Virginia did not get in, and partly because Texas and North Carolina both got in. Bubble teams. So West Virginia out. The West Virginia governor is so pissed off that West Virginia got screwed that he is threatening legal action against what he is calling the National Corrupt Athletic Association.
And I've asked Attorney General McCuskey to launch an investigation
into the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee to determine if any backroom deals, corruption, bribes, or any nefarious activity occurred during the selection process. I know that the Attorney General and I are going to leave no stone unturned during this process.
That's right.
Yeah.
You get him, Gov.
Governor Patrick Morrissey is his name.
Well, everybody's a little suspicious about North Carolina because I guess is it their AD or their president or somebody is on the selection committee.
Bubba Cunningham is the athletic director, and he is the committee chair.
So he claims he wasn't even in the room when that happened. So I don't know. But see, you could see where the people in West Virginia are a little bit upset. Well, first of all, with Texas with a 19-15 record, have no business playing in there.
I mean, again, I thought they did enough to get in, and they did. So I'm not going to say no
West
business.
Virginia.
Right? Well, West Virginia, Indiana, Ohio State, and Boise State are the ones crying foul. Now, Joe Lunardi, ESPN's bracketology guy, he had Texas out. And he's got an article on ESPN.com questioning whether Texas and North Carolina should be in. Now, he says, for the record, I don't buy the conspiracy theories or the side-eye being given to committee chair and North Carolina AD Bubba Cunningham. I'm calling for their logic, not their integrity, and to question. Because did everybody get judged fairly and by the same criteria? And Lunardi is saying that they didn't. If this is the committee's rules, and again, he's not thinking of any kind of backdoor deal or anything wrong, but did you look at all of these equally when selecting and filling out the tournament?
I'm just not sure that they did. And I'd like to be a fly on the wall when they're doing this kind of stuff because it really is kind of baffling to see. But look, what would the tournament be without a North Carolina? I mean, seriously. So I think that carries a lot of weight. It really does. North Carolina is just one of those schools that you can't believe they're just not good because they're always good when it comes to basketball. So I think that has something to do with it. But look, anytime you have people deciding, it's like judges, right? It's like a judge at a gymnastics meet or whatever you use judges for, a beauty contest. You're always going to have a chili cook-off. Yeah. You're always going to have somebody that, you got to take your chance with that. And that's what happened here.
Well, and again, you look at, and Lunardi's like, look, Texas or North Carolina, if you had to let one in, I don't think there would be much discussion. But the fact that both were able to get in and both were very questionable on their resume, and the committee let them both in. He also questioned why Louisville was an 8 seed. So there are lots of things that you look at with the bracket. Quite honestly, as a Longhorn fan, if Texas was left out, I don't know how upset I would be, right? But I thought their win over A&M was what they needed to get into the tournament, and they were able to do that. And when you look at the SEC overall, and just how dominant that conference was this year. And the SEC resume is pretty incredible when you look at their winning percentage in non-conference and all of the stuff that you look at. To be an average team in the SEC was still pretty damn good, and maybe the committee looked at that. Now, North Carolina, I have no idea because they were, to me, the one surprise, watching, I don't watch college basketball night in and night out, so I'll rely on those that do, like Lunardi and some of the other bracketologists. I think most of the bracketology types had North Carolina out, and all but Lunardi had Texas in, which I found interesting. Even the ESPN types, Lunardi was the only one that did not have Texas into the tournament.
But he's the expert, isn't he?
Well, he's the... I mean, they've got a handful of them, but yeah.
They do. Look, I don't know. We're going to find fault with it every single year. Somebody was left out. Somebody wasn't. That's why they talk about expanding it, which I think is a mistake. So there's a lot of things here, but it is what it is. Look, the thing will take care of itself, right? Because Texas is not going very far. North Carolina is certainly not going to go very far. So the play will take care of the situation all by itself. And look, let's face it, West Virginia was not going to go very far either. So It is what it is.
Well, and that's part of it. Now, when I look at the bracket, now everybody is going to fill out a bracket at some point. Most people already do or have. This morning I filled out a bracket, just open one up, boom, 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 and I do my bracket. It takes less than 2 minutes. Then I'll look at it, then I'll study it, and I'll go through and change. I'm not one that does multiple brackets, 5 brackets, 8 brackets, 10 brackets, 2 brackets. They're all I'll have one bracket, and now if I do one in Yahoo, it might be slightly different just if I'm not copying and looking at my ESPN one. But after I did my initial bracket, I will go in through and make some changes before Thursday. But I got to admit, my bracket right now, I got 4 1 seeds coming to San Antonio for the Final Four.
Well, it'd be great for the fans if that happened.
Holy cow.
That'd be awesome. I just don't think it's going to happen. Last time it did was 2008. Last time, is that the last time we had a Final Four here? I know it was here in 2008. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
So can it happen? Sure. Will it happen? No.
Well, and again, without even really kind of looking and paying attention, how when you do it quickly, you're just looking. Who's going to win? Boom, 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 boom. And so now you got to figure out where the upsets are going to happen. By the way, I've got Houston winning it all over Auburn. I know,
Houston,
and I've been on Auburn for weeks. I know after this weekend, a lot of people are going to be all over Florida to win. Duke, you got Cooper Flagg, and assuming he's healthy, and by all accounts, and boy, something I heard this morning that I'm just not quite used to, he's expected to play Friday, although I don't even know that I would. Duke should be good enough to win whoever they're playing in that first round game, which is who are they getting? I don't even know.
Duke's got
the play-in game with a couple initials on this bracket. I'm not even sure what they are. So, Duke should win that game regardless, right? But listening to Seth Greenberg this morning on ESPN, he was like, well, I mean, his doctors and his parents and his agent will have something to say if he's ready to go. His agent.
Wow.
Good. That's a part of college sports that I'm just not used to it yet. That, his agent, is it worth him risking further injury to play in this tournament? His agent will have a say.
Well, I think he'll play in the tournament, but I think Duke survives this weekend, right? I mean, when do they play? Friday, and then again on Sunday, and then you've got some time off again. So if you can get by, if he doesn't play this weekend, so be it. If Duke can find a way to manage to get through, then they'll be better off for it.
Well, I wouldn't play him Friday. But then they're going to get Baylor in the second round.
Right.
They might need him against Baylor.
They might.
I think Baylor's got a pretty good team, although I don't have them going far because they've got Duke in the second round. Looking around, I think Texas Tech could have a strong run in this tournament the way the bracket is out, although I have them upsetting St. John's. I know a lot of people are going to be on St. John's, and why not? What a great story they have been. But are they, I like Texas Tech, although I got Tech losing to Florida. Maybe I could see an upset there. I don't know.
I don't know.
Although watching Florida play this weekend, my goodness.
Boy, they look good, didn't they? And look, Auburn has not looked good down the stretch, albeit they kind of had that number 1 seed locked up pretty early, so that could have had something to do with it. But Tennessee looked pretty good in down the stretch. Obviously, Florida kicked the stuffing out of them, but
well, that's it. I mean,
Tennessee looked pretty good.
When you look at your brackets right now, and everybody has a bracket, there's always that upset that somebody is going to put a lot of money on. What is your upset? Where do you think the biggest shocker is going to happen? Let us know at Joe Reinagle 2-0. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always write it in the comment section there on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, because there will be some upsets. You just got to find where that upset is going to happen. I have some along the way, but my Final Four, I ended up with 4 teams with 1 seeds. And I know
not going to happen, Jason.
I know that's not going to happen. I know that's not going to happen. So I know I'll make some changes. but I'm a one bracket guy, so I've just got to figure out and massage this bracket and make sure it's good to go. And, everybody's on that road to San Antonio. Final Four will be here. It's going to be a lot of fun, and part of the activities with everything besides the actual games is there's that big college slam dunk and three-point contest that's going to be happening at the Frostbank Center on April 3rd. We got a pair of tickets to give away to that right now. We'll give them to caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9, you win a pair of tickets to the college slam dunk and three-point championship. As we continue here at the Roo Pub for our St. Patrick's Day party, lots of green beer here, lots of green being doled out in Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, they got paid. How long now will it take for Jerry to get Micah Parsons in that conversation? We're talking about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. Sam has a spring line on display right now in his showroom. So if you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America. He has them in stock just waiting for your logo. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Under Armour, Port Authority, to name a few. Sammy is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, certainly no order too small, and all items do come with a warranty. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Listen all this week to The Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the SB. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete sweet store, comes to the SB. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thesb.com.
I've been hanging around this town.
Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
He's coming. Here he goes.
Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money.
But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless.
What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Karbach Brewing was not born in San Antonio, Texas, but they have certainly gone out of their way to make San Antonio their second home. We had the head brewer come in, and he said when they first started to reach outside of Houston, San Antonio was the place they wanted to be, and does it show. Karbach beer is all over our great city, from their in-your-face flagship IPA Hopadillo to the Ziegenbach to their bestseller, the Love Street, their Kolsch-style blonde. There is something for everyone in Karbach's lineup, and it is all over the place. Of course, you're going to find it at the grocery stores. Of course, you're going to find it at the liquor stores, but it's also at a bunch of bars and restaurants around town. They wanted to make this their second home, and that's what it's become. So when you're out, you're watching the games at your local sports bar, your local restaurant, your local hangout, you're thinking, I want to elevate my beer game a little bit. Well, friend, wherever you're at, they probably have some Karbach either on tap or in cans. So when you're out and about doing your thing, go ahead and make sure to ask your bartender to please make it a Karbach.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. Along with Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minix, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Rd. St. Patrick's Day party is here. Everybody's wearing their green, lots of green beer in hand. We're just missing you. Come hang out with us here.
I saw these guys over here with green shots. Some kind of green shot. I don't know what it was, but
what green?
Yeah,
what was
good.
It?
What was?
Oh, Tito's.
Tito's. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so they're getting their St. Patrick's Day off and running. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I had quite a couple of varieties of shots yesterday when we were out here for the crawfish boil. One had a couple of green teas.
Yeah.
Which is a couple more than you need.
Yes.
And there was somebody else, and that might have been Tito's. I have no idea. But they walk around and offer you a free shot. Well, of course.
Well, sure. Why not? Yeah, you got to take that.
Oh, and to a degree, maybe minus the green, but we're going to have a lot of that at our golf tournament coming up April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Get your foursome signed up. We're over halfway sold out, and it happens every year. We're going to sell out, and then people are going to call and say, any room for me? And the answer is no. The answer is going to be no. There's no room for you.
No room for you.
So get signed up now. sasportstar.com. Benefits the Pan American Golf Association. And it's $400 for your foursome. $100 a player.
That's awesome.
Cheap.
So, and I tell you what, it's about this time where entries pick up. We got an email this morning.
Yep, we did. We're over halfway sold out.
Well,
so.
yeah, but I mean, just over the weekend, there were several teams that signed up. So,
well, I think you get closer. All right, you're a month out. Well, you know the weather's going to be good. Ryan Eagle promised it.
Yes,
but
of course.
I got a text over the weekend, and I probably should tell you this off the air, but it's asking if I want to play in a golf tournament, and I don't have Joe's number. Can you pass this on to Joe? And I'm thinking, your number's not saved on my phone. I have no idea who texted
that
me.
is.
Yes, which I hate. But their golf tournament, their foursome, is $1,500.
Oh wow!
Yeah, ours is $400.
Wow!
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, that's
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, our golf tournament's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a blast.
I mean, most golf tournaments are fun, but ours is based on fun and just hanging out with everybody. So, when you see some of these other golf tournaments and what it costs to play in them, dude, ours is get signed up. $400 is nothing.
Well, let's go back to the guy that texted you. $1,500. Did he want me to buy a team, or was I getting a free entry?
No, buy a team.
Oh,
yeah.
So I'm trying to do the math there real quick.
Do you want me to forward it to you? No,
I don't know who it is.
No, well, neither do I.
Well, dude,
I hate that when I get a text from somebody, and if he would have called, I wouldn't have answered because he's not my caller ID. At least then he might have left a message, right?
Yeah, right.
Instead, it's a text. Hey, and I don't have Joe's number, but see if he wants to play. And I'm looking at that going, $1,500. I know Joe ain't going to play in that.
Woo, $1,500. Well, not in a scramble tournament. I know it's all for charity. I'm sure it's a fine charity, but my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you got somebody to wash your balls. I mean, really, right? I mean, something. You got to have something.
So you need additional perks for that kind of money.
You got to have perks.
And that's what you went with?
Well, it sounded good at the time. I mean, does it ever sound bad? I mean, come on.
So you want a golf ball washer?
Yes, I do.
To be clear.
Just to be clear, yes.
I mean, not just a towel.
Not just a towel, no. I mean, I don't know. They're going to have
I don't know.
Crown Royal on every hole? Or,
I don't know.
Something schwanky like that.
I have. Oh, yeah, that's where you go schwanky?
Well, schwanky, I mean, something. I don't think I've ever been in a tournament, a scramble tournament that costs that much money.
Well, you probably have, but you were invited and didn't have to pay.
Well, that was the beauty of what we do. Because technically, you don't have to. We were always invited. Or Ken's used to pay for teams that we'd play in. So
you should call your friends at Ken's and make sure they get a foursome in our golf tournament. Well, $400, $100 a play.
I should, Bill Taylor ought to play in that thing.
He should, but he would be looking to play for free.
Well, he would be.
Bill isn't going to part with $1, let alone $100.
He's the tightest dude I know. No, he's really not. He's not, but he ain't going to pay.
No, he's not.
He's Bill Taylor. Why should he?
Exactly.
Right? I mean, come on.
Now, you know who's picking up the tab right now in Cincinnati is either T. Higgins or Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Well, I mean, T got paid too.
I know, but
he's still the poor man in the room.
Not quite as much as Jamar Chase. That is so interesting, and I tell you what, it's funny that we're surprised that a team like Cincinnati paid both of those guys. I didn't think they would. I really didn't think they would. So I thought that they would keep Jamar Chase because you can't let that guy get away. But T. Higgins, I mean, Joe Burrow's got to be happy as hell, and he all but demanded that. I mean, when you think about it. So one headline I read today was the Bengals caved to Joe Burrow. And it's like, yeah.
I mean, to a degree, I'm honestly was surprised that both got done and announced at the same time. Jamar Chase, 4 years, $161 million with $112 guaranteed. Higgins gets a 4-year, $115 million deal that is only guaranteed for the first 2 years, which I find interesting. But you look at Jamar Chase now, the highest paid per year non-quarterback at $40.3 million is his average. A couple nickels more than the $40 million that Myles Garrett got. So Myles Garrett had that title for a week, and now it's Micah Parsons' turn. We know now where the basement is for Micah Parsons if he wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback on the annual salary basis. Now, he might look at what is the most guaranteed money for a non-quarterback. Maybe he goes with a longer deal as opposed to a shorter deal to be able to get that number up a little bit more, although we know Jerry loves longer contracts, so you could spread out that bonus more. We know David Mulligetta, who is Micah's agent, likes shorter deals to get back to the negotiating table sooner rather than later. Most agents want to do that now. So now, really, in my mind, this is about Micah Parsons. You have talked a lot of talk that you don't have to be the highest paid guy, that you don't have to do this, and your contract doesn't have to be that. But now it's time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now it's time that for Micah Parsons, where's he going to – I mean, we know what he said, but what does his agent say? And how quickly does Jerry get a deal done? Because there's no reason to wait. Now that Jamar Chase is done, if you're Micah wanting to be last so you can be tops, now's the time to get it done. In my mind – while I don't expect it because it's the Cowboys and Jerry Jones, but this deal should get done rather quickly now that Jamar Chase is out of the way.
Well, you would think so, because there's still talk about Trey Hendrickson, but he's not going to match that. And I think Cincinnati is working on keeping him and trying to get a deal done. So, but again, I agree with you. Jamar Chase is the high man. That's where you're at. That's the ceiling. So there's no reason to wait now. I mean, they're just absolutely not, other than Jerry just wanted to keep that money in his pocket. But I could see where Jerry might say, well, there's no reason to pay him now. We know exactly where he's going to be. Nobody else is going to sign until, next year now. So in all intents and purposes, well, I can't think of anybody that would be up for that kind of money.
And the reality is it just gets more expensive. The old saying, yesterday's price is not today's price. Jerry paid more for CeeDee Lamb because he waited. Will he end up paying more for Micah Parsons? And he already has, because, wasn't that long ago that number was in the mid to high 30s. Now it's in the 40s. If Micah Parsons wants to have that highest paid attached to his name, like Myles Garrett, which lasted a week for him because he's next.
Well, it's that guaranteed money. And I think because that has to go into a bank account somewhere, an escrow account or whatever it is. So, but Jerry's got plenty. I honestly don't, unless they're working on something, Jason. And I know that's a long shot to everybody, but who knows? They could be. It's possible that they're working on a deal.
Well, and, one of the things that when you look at contracts like what were signed today, the Bengals director of player personnel, his name is Duke Tobin. He said, we're paying guys for what they're going to give us. We're not just paying guys for what they've already done.
Yeah.
And that's the attitude that I think as an owner you have to have. You reward guys for what they've done, but also what you hope they're going to do for you moving forward. You're not signing guys like that, whether you're talking about Jerry Jones with CeeDee and Dak and Micah, or Joe Burrow and T. I mean, the hope is we're paying these guys because we want them. We think they can deliver us a Super Bowl. Then I look at Max Crosby. I don't know that the Raiders are any close to that, but you've got to have some stars around just to give yourself an opportunity.
Well, I think the Raiders might be a little closer than people think. I think bringing Geno Smith in was a good move for them. Gives them some stability at quarterback, a guy that can get it done while you find your next quarterback, because that's what they're going to be doing. But as far as, look, Cincinnati's no problem offensively. I mean, those guys, they lit up the scoreboard last year. It's their defense that needs help. So that's why I think you have to sign Hendrickson. You have to. But he was there last year, and the defense still sucked. So they got to do something with that, because there's no way that Burrow and company can outscore everybody every single game, and that's what they were being forced to do.
Well, and again, I mean, because everything always comes back to the Cowboys. Remember not too long ago, before Dan Quinn showed up, the Cowboys had to score 30 points a game just to have a chance because the defense was so bad.
That's right.
And it didn't work.
It doesn't work.
And Cincinnati found that out last year, yet they're doing the same thing. They're running it back with that same philosophy. We'll just outscore you. At some point, you've got to be able to get a stop. At some point, you've got to play good defense. And they need to keep Trey. Or if he goes somewhere else, can you get 3 or 4 guys to kind of mask that, or at least get somebody opposite of him to either eat, because he's getting all the attention, very much like what Mike is dealing with the double and triple teams. Somebody else, O.C. Odigizua was that guy for the Cowboys last year, and they bring back a Dante Fowler. They're bringing some guys in that should be able to either excel because of the pressure that Micah or attention that Micah is getting, or if they spread some of that out, that allows Micah to be Micah.
Well, I mean, and that may have been the Cowboys' best signing this offseason, to be totally honest with you. Bringing him back to get to fill in the spot of DeMarcus Lawrence, to give Micah some coverage there. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. It is going to be interesting to see. So something that we'll continue to watch and talk about here. Want to see you join us here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. It's their big St. Patrick's Day party. The band is out there already playing. Finding Friday will be on stage at 5 o'clock. Yeah, come get a green beer or a green shot or whatever you normally drink. It's a Monday. It's beautiful weather.
Yeah, celebrate.
Absolutely. Want to come hang out with us here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road, here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, you want to enjoy this weather because it is getting close to springtime, and we're going to have those days when those big thunderstorms roll in. They always do. That's the way that it happens. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The ones with the rain, the wind, the hail, all of that stuff that can do a number on your roof. So you want to remember the name Stevens Roofing. And before we get those storms, it would be a good idea to give Stevens Roofing a call at 210-785-0994. You can also visit them online at stevensroofing.net. They'll send a crew out that will do a free roof inspection. Have them come out. Have them check your roof to make sure that everything is okay. If it is, they'll tell you to have a nice day and be on their business. If it's not, they'll tell you what's wrong and how they can fix it. Look, they're the best in the business. They've been in business for a long, long time, and you have to be good at what you do and have a lot of satisfied customers to stay in business as long as they've been in business. Don't let this Texas weather catch you off guard. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Your roof, well, it keeps your family safe, and Stevens Roofing is here to make sure that you are always covered. Stevens Roofing, protecting Texas families one roof at a time. That phone number again, 210-785-0994.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-cent drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday, we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place,
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
a landscaping business,
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
how about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-247-1146. 800-247-1146. Again, that's 800-247-1146.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Houston Texans have added another cornerback. His name is Ron Darby, played for the Jags last year. He signed to a one-year deal. Of course, earlier today, the Texans reset the cornerback market, re-signing all-pro corner Stingley Jr. to a 3-year, $90 million extension. $89 million of that is guaranteed. And the Cowboys have a new wide receiver. His name is Paris Campbell, played with the Eagles last year.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It's a Monday. It's St. Patrick's Day. Of course, we're at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road.
And everybody's partying. A lot of green of all kinds. Clothing, drinks, everything. So it is St. Patrick's Day. Everybody having a good time.
In the Shabuzi voice, everybody in the Roo Pub's getting tipsy.
Well, yes, they are. They're certainly working on it.
They're working on it. They're working on it. So, yeah, there's lots going on here. Band outside. What's crazy is inside there's a lot of people. Outside on that patio, it is packed. And, of course, there's a live band out there. So all kinds of great things happening here at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road for the St. Patrick's Day party. No better place to be going all night. Yesterday, both you and I were out here
to make sure everything was running smoothly and the beer was cold. We were testing to make sure they were doing it right for today. The warm-up day yesterday was incredible.
And they passed.
Yes.
They passed with flying colors.
Yeah, we let them open today.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we didn't shut them down. No, we had a good time yesterday, maybe too good a time, but it was a lot of fun. It was a Sunday fun day, that's for sure.
Well, and for you, maybe a little more reason to celebrate than St. Patrick's Day. Kind of a freedom day for the Rhine Eagles.
It was.
Now you could say that. I don't think your wife would say the same.
No, she was very sad actually. We had the son-in-law, daughter-in-law, and their baby, their first baby boy, 4 months old.
You call that your grandchild?
Grandchild.
Yes.
Well, yes. I was getting to that.
How are you now?
So anyway, we were taking care of him while mom and dad were having to do work stuff. And so we did that for a week, and it was great. So they left yesterday. So as soon as we dropped them off at the airport, we took off.
Well, and again, you dropped them off at the airport and said it's time to drink. I've had a baby.
We took off.
Yeah,
we did. Had a good time.
Yeah,
yesterday.
they took off, and you.
So did we.
Pointed a car to the bar.
Yes, a lot of fun. It was a fun day yesterday, and the cherry on top was coming here. So.
And no more crying baby at the house.
No, which, again, Maggie's not happy about that. She woke up this morning going, I missed that sound. And I'm like, well,
yeah,
I understand, darling.
Did you? You lied to her?
No, I didn't say anything. I said, well, I know, babe. I know.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, she seemed a little bummed about it.
Yeah, she was.
And you just seem relieved.
Well, I don't know if relieved is the word.
Visiting family, I mean, a couple of days is one thing, but after a while, you just got to get back to your routine.
You do.
And because they don't live here, you don't get that the same as like, your grandkids that live here in town. You can almost see them whenever, when you got to travel out of state, I could see that.
Yeah. So don't get to see them that often. I've got two more that live in Colorado that I don't get to see that often either, other than a Zoom call. But, it's the way it is, you got to go where work is.
Well, that's it. That's what you have to do. So lots going on here at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. People just keep handing us stuff.
Look at that.
That we can't.
A little koozie.
Yeah. Oh, that was a koozie.
The problem is it's empty.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when she handed that. I've got a green shot that I've got to stare at for another 2 hours.
I know it. The nice folks from Tito's are over there. And she bought us a shot, but we just have to let it sit there for another 2 hours.
Another 2 hours.
We'll partake, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it won't go to waste.
No, it will not go to waste.
It will not go to waste.
Yeah.
I can promise you that. It will not go to waste. The Texans, and you mentioned this at Sports Centers, the signing of Ronald Darby, another defensive back, a one-year deal, which is, it's interesting. Cowboys sign a lot of one-year deals, and people say, all right, what are they doing with all these low-risk moves? But a lot of teams do this, and Nick Caserio does this well. This Darby signing is one that's a very Jerry-like signing. In fact, last week when he got released from Jacksonville, there were some saying that he could end up in Dallas because he was probably going to get a one-year deal somewhere. Maybe Houston paid a little more. I haven't seen the numbers on Darby, what he's getting. But for a 31-year-old defensive back, he's one of those insurance policy types of players on the heels of the signing of Derek Stingley, which is a great signing for the Texans and Nick Caserio. Stingley's a stud player and a good dude. And when healthy, he's that guy. But the contract that he signed, 3 years, $90 million, 89 of it guaranteed. At what point do you say just guarantee the whole damn thing?
Well, they didn't want the rest of the NFL owners to be upset with them. So I said, well, we didn't fully guarantee it. It's not quite there. So it's I don't know why you don't fully guarantee something like that. But good player for them. I tell you what, their secondary, the Texans secondary. Now, I don't know much about this Darby guy. I'll be honest with you.
He's been in the league 10 years.
But
good player. But not
with
great.
The guy they got from Philadelphia and then Stingley back there as well, they've got a pretty good secondary to deal with.
I mean, Darby is well traveled. He was a second-round pick of the Bills in 2015. Played 2 seasons in Buffalo, 2 in Philadelphia, 1 in Washington, 2 in Denver, 1 in Baltimore, and he went to Jacksonville last year on a 2-year deal and got fired after 1.
So, depth, perhaps?
Well, that's what he is.
Nickelback? I don't know. Something.
He's just one of those guys. He's never going to break the bank. He's not going to be that stud, but can he provide you if there's an injury or third down, you need that extra defensive back kind of guy. And again, that's why I was thinking, or me and others were thinking he's the kind of guy that Dallas might try to fill some voids with. Instead, he's going to Houston to do the same thing.
Interesting to see. And they haven't been as active as maybe they have in the past. I'm not sure, but their secondary is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to deal with that secondary for sure. So Houston doing a good job improving that defense a little bit.
Well, and again, that's such a big part of what they need to do. And again, I'm more curious. Like they added a fullback today. And, fullbacks are kind of rare breeds in the NFL. But when you have a struggling offensive line, you do what you can to create an extra blocker. And maybe new offense coordinator, like Jason Garrett, always had to have a fullback.
Yeah.
Maybe he's one that wants to have a fullback, but obviously he'll be a core special teams guy as well, I would imagine. But I'm just thinking they know they're going to need some help blocking. So if we need to bring in a fullback, let's bring in a fullback.
Yeah, why not? I love what they did with that. They just revamped the entire offensive line. I mean, these guys aren't getting it done. We might as well bring in some other guys and see if they can get the job done. So props to Nick Caserio. He certainly is I'm a big fan of that guy. Just for the moves that he's done and the moves that he's made, starting with the draft of C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. That was brilliant, I thought, to get those two guys back-to-back the way they did it. And I think he's a smart guy.
And you could tell with a lot of the moves that he's making this offseason, he's preparing for the future when he's got to figure out how to pay both of those guys, because both Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud will reset the markets when their time is up. Now, you talk about a guy that would like to reset the market. The world revolves around one Aaron Rodgers. It's 4-11 and still no decision on Aaron Rodgers. Yes.
He is. A lot of people think he's a bum.
Including the Vikings play-by-play guy, Paul Allen. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, if you're thinking about something for dinner tonight, then I've got the answer for you. It's Round Table Pizza. Round Table Pizza is fantastic pizza. It's great. Signature ingredients. They made from scratch dough, 3-cheese blend, toppings all the way to the edge. I love that because there's toppings all over the place on their pizza. So you can get any kind of pizza you want. But right now they've got one that I saw the other day when we did the Blitz live at Round Table Pizza. They've got a grilled chicken, pepperoni, and bacon pizza. It's available for a limited time, and you can enjoy a large right now for only $19.99. This pizza is fantastic. You can pair that pizza with some of their irresistible shareables, like, crispy mozzarella sticks. Those are fantastic. Spicy jalapeno poppers, golden potato wedges, and then don't forget for dessert. Oh, they've got some great stuff for dessert as well. And it's a great place to go. So if you're thinking about dinner tonight, don't want to cook, it's St. Patrick's Day, go to Round Table Pizza. All you have to do to find your nearest location, order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. Again, that is roundtablepizza.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
George gets justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects with Miralax. It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It's St. Patrick's Day. We're at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. They always throw the best St. Patty's Day party, and it's 4:17. Now you look around and this is where you want to be. Don't have FOMO. With all Gilbert on our YouTube chat, and you can always comment on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Gilbert says, I used to party on St. Patrick's Day. Now I have to take care of kids.
That I hear you, Gilbert. That's all right, buddy. It's that happens, and you got to do that. That's why I'll be honest with you, Minix. You and me, one of the perks of getting older, you don't have to do that.
Empty nesting?
Empty nesting is a wonderful thing. I'm telling you.
It is. Now, the other part, too, though, is there's this idea, this concept, Gilbert, called babysitters.
There is that, yes.
And so you wouldn't have FOMO while you're sitting there with your kids right now listening to us saying, I wish I could be there. There's a roundabout way you can make that happen. It's kind of like Ubers. I remember back in the day, before Ubers, but
we used to factor in the cost of the babysitter as part of going out.
That's it. And now you're right. Ubers are that.
Now factor in an Uber as the part of going out.
Pretty happy I had one yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, and today, too.
Well, I haven't had anything to drink.
Yet being the key word.
My goodness.
See, I planned ahead. See, I figure I know me, so I didn't drive over here to the Roo Pub. And I'll probably send my laptop and bag with Greg Shelton back at the office. And because, I mean, there's already a Tito shot sitting in front of us. And, yes, it's still in front of us. You're watching on YouTube. Won't drink it until 6 o'clock, boss. But that would be the first of more than one. And so I know I'm not going to be able to drive. Greg will, do me the solid and take the stuff to the office. And, I'll get it tomorrow because I know I'm not driving home tonight.
Well, he's shaking his head no.
Well, he's always going to shake his head no.
He's going to do?
He will. He's a softie.
I'm telling you, people don't understand.
I was going to say I bought him lunch, but you bought him lunch. So,
I did buy him lunch.
Yeah.
So that delicious hot dog you had, well, that's his fault.
What do you mean?
That it was cold. Well, you didn't give it to him for a while.
No, I told him it was there for over an hour. But he's Greg Shelton. I mean, he didn't want to get up and go get it where I was sitting. He waited. I'm like, dude, you going to eat this? They're like, yeah. But I had to carry it over to him.
That's pretty ungrateful now that I think about it.
It really
is. I'm just saying. He doesn't give a damn.
No. Of course he doesn't.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. If you're not out here, though, you should be.
You really should
I love the vibe in here, the energy that's going on in here.
It's a party.
Great. Yeah,
I mean, you could tell. I mean, people know this is a day. And this is where the pros hang out. This isn't some amateur hour St. Patrick's Day party. People have gotten off work early or called in. There's a lot of people that are actually here seemingly doing work. Like us.
Yes.
Or them's over there.
Yes.
There's business meetings. There's, you need somewhere to go have a good time with a client. We see that happening here. So come hang out with us here, the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. And Gilbert, I just got a text from Greg Shelton. Bring your kids. Greg will watch them.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can do that until about 9 o'clock tonight?
I think they generally do. I don't know about a day like today.
Yeah, today I wouldn't.
But Gilbert, you get the free pass. Shelton would love to watch your kids. No questions asked. Don't worry about the ages. As long as there's no diapers involved or actually of them involved.
Exactly. Well, the Roo Pub is fenced in today.
It is.
So they can't get out in traffic.
That's a hell of a point.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Exactly. Speaking of babies, Aaron Rodgers still has not decided what he's going to do.
Jeez.
And I thought it was funny over the weekend. I saw one of the reports is retirement is still an option for Aaron Rodgers. Now, is it, or is it going to be forced upon him? Because he apparently wants to be guaranteed a starter. So there's reports that he has an offer, but he's got to compete for the job.
Right.
I'm Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You want me to compete for the job. There's still reportedly an offer from the Steelers that he's deciding on. And that's keeping Russell Wilson right now from making a decision. So, maybe Russell's better offer is with Pittsburgh, even though apparently he's going back to Cleveland for a second interview. There's the Giants, and there's this random story with the Minnesota Vikings. So he truly could follow Brett Favre's career from Green Bay to the Jets to Minnesota. But Paul Allen, the longtime play-by-play man of the Minnesota Vikings, well-respected. Paul Allen's just a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
On his show in Minneapolis, Paul was saying, I don't know if we need him. And again, Paul did not say he's heard in the building or sources. I mean, You know, when you're a play-by-play man and a talk show host, you have to walk a very fine line a lot of times,
yes.
Which is why a lot of play-by-play guys also don't do regular shows, daily shows. They'll be on shows, but hosting a daily show every day because, you know, opinions are opinions. And I believe, you know, knowing Paul and the way he does his show, I believe these are just opinions and not some sort of, you know, talking to my sources, right? But if you bring in Aaron Rodgers, he becomes the identity. And, you know, regardless, he is the identity. And Paul Allen said on his show in Minneapolis, dude, Aaron Rodgers comes in here and it will screw up all the chemistry that this team has.
Amen. That's exactly right. That's what I've been saying. Who in their right mind would want to take this guy into their locker room? It's just the Jets willing to give up $50 million against their cap to get rid of that dude. I mean, that should tell you all you want to know. Look, the guy's he was a great player. And he should get all the accolades, Hall of Fame, all of that stuff. But it's time to go. Nobody likes his odor anymore. Well, right? It's like your uncle staying at the house too long.
The arrogance in which he carries himself, and the fact that he has offers, and it's all on his timeline. But at some point, Russell Wilson is going to take a job somewhere.
Yep.
At some point, the Giants are going to say, we got our guy. At some point, Pittsburgh is going to have to make a move. Now, Kirk Cousins got his $10 million roster bonus. So the quick thrill of trying to trade him, that might be over. Although I suppose anything could still happen if somebody has the right offer. But, you know, Aaron Rodgers and the enigma part of it, which was reported this weekend, was it Jeremy Fowler on ESPN was talking to one of his sources with one of the teams. He wouldn't say which one. He said, how's it going? And he got a screenshot of enigma and the definition. And that's what you're dealing with. I like the fact that Paul Allen is speaking his truth, his opinion in Minneapolis, whereas there is a chance Aaron Rodgers could go. Now, we know they like J.J. McCarthy, but is J.J. McCarthy going to be ready? And can they build on what they did last year? You know, especially when you look at the real deal that Sam Darnold got in Seattle. You know, while it's a 3-year deal, in reality, it's a 1-year deal for $37 million with a team option on the final 2 years. So if Sam Darnold doesn't play well next year, and because of his roster bonus for injury, you know, he's one of those that could get benched if things aren't going well, just to make sure he doesn't get hurt, like we saw with Daniel Jones, like we saw in Denver with Russell Wilson. So a very safe deal for Seattle that we kind of like you, but we don't love you, but you got 1 year to prove it in our organization. Was this year that you had with Minnesota real, or was it or just everything fell into place for you for 1 year? So it's not truly a 3-year deal. It's 1 year for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but they're hoping it turns into something longer because they're hoping that last year wasn't a mirage. Look, Minnesota doesn't need him. I think McCarthy probably starts eventually. They work him in if he didn't get hurt. I mean, if the kid's healthy, go with him. I mean, that's what you drafted him for. You don't need an Aaron Rodgers coming in there stinking up the joint, and just go with McCarthy. That's why you got him. You think he was a quarterback that you liked, you wanted him, you got him, let him play. And I just don't. I think bringing in an Aaron Rodgers it would be a huge mistake for Minnesota. With Pittsburgh, I mean, they're getting down to the point in time where they may not have a choice right now. I mean, they really might not have a choice. They've got Mason Rudolph, and they're certainly not going with Mason Rudolph. He's a backup quarterback. That's why you bring him back, why you brought him in. So they may not have any option when it's all said and done, and maybe Rodgers is counting on that. Now, do they draft somebody? I'm talking about Pittsburgh and have a quarterback of the future, or does Russell Wilson come back and play for them? It's going to be interesting to see, but Pittsburgh has kind of painted themselves into a corner. If they're waiting on Aaron Rodgers, I tell them to go blow.
Well, and again, I mean, you 100%. But if I'm Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers is a great short-term answer for a roster that looks ready to win. They have everything but a quarterback. And so, and with Mike Tomlin as the head coach, the atmosphere, the locker room, everything there. Now, who knows what they could be trying to figure out, knowing Mike Tomlin doesn't like his guys to go on Instagram from the locker room. Is the McAfee deal that important to Aaron Rodgers? And, I know there's money involved, but not enough, especially for a guy like Aaron Rodgers. But again, if it's important to him, though, how much do you placate for this guy? It's bizarre when you look at a veteran player like Aaron that's closer to the end of his career, where retirement might be forced on him, that he apparently doesn't even want to go in and have to compete for a job. Now, I'm surprised Aaron wouldn't say, well, I'm going to win anyway, so that's not that big of a deal, because there's no guarantee you're going to be a starter. If you don't play well, you don't play well. But to have to go earn it,
well, Jason, can you imagine if he did that and somebody beat him out? I mean, he'd be humiliated. So that's why he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to go to compete because he just might not win the starting job unless you just got a couple of hacks there that he's competing with. But still, I guarantee you, in his egotistical brain, there's no way he's going to take a chance like that.
Well, who do the Giants have right now? DeVito and who? Right? I mean,
that's a good question.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to win that job. Even if they draft a quarterback, whether it's Shador, I don't think Cam will be there, whoever, Dart. Aaron Rodgers should be able to beat that guy out in training camp. Now, as the season goes on, who knows? But if he's going to New York, he doesn't give a damn about winning. And that's why I think Aaron Rodgers will end up in Pittsburgh, because they at least have the best opportunity to win. Maybe Minnesota, but do they really want them, especially if they're ready to see what they've got in J.J. McCarthy as the starter? Plus, Minnesota, who are you playing? You've got Detroit, you've got Green Bay, and you've got an improved Chicago team. So that division is going to be so competitive. If you're Aaron Rodgers, where are you really trying to get to? But you can't tell me you're about winning, Aaron Rodgers, and then say you're going to the New York Giants. And, you got to go beat out, DeVito.
Well, he beat Dallas twice. If Aaron Rodgers got there. There'll be 2 wins on his belt.
You would think.
Because he always beats Dallas.
He does a lot, but when he's got people around him. But even then, you look at the rest of that Giants. I mean, you got Malik Neighbors, and what else?
That's about it, as far as I know.
Bad offensive line,
right?
So yeah, I mean, I don't even know if the guaranteed wins against Dallas would even be part of your argument.
I don't think he winds up with the Giants. I just don't. But if I'm Pittsburgh, or if Minnesota's thinking about it, and I really don't think that they are, quite frankly. But if you're Pittsburgh, you got to say, dude, it's March 17th. I need an answer by April 1st.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And if you're still undecided at that point in time, then have a nice life.
Well, that's why I say retirement is an option for Aaron Rodgers, because he, I guess, hasn't fully decided if he wants to come back and play this year. But it might not really be his decision. Some guys get to this point in their career and, you're either coming off the bench or like Chris Paul, well, I'd rather start in San Antonio and not chase a ring than ride the bench in Golden State because he wants to play. If Aaron Rodgers just wants to continue playing, then maybe he does go to the Giants. But if he wants to win, I don't even know why he's talking to the New York Giants.
He doesn't need the money, right? The guy's made plenty of money. I guess we can all make more, but he doesn't need the money. So going to the Giants, it would be just to play. But the way he's keeping these teams on a string, if that's indeed happening. And with the Giants, I think it is, because, and you say you've heard something that maybe Pittsburgh had an offer too, but at some point in time, he's got to poop or get off the pot, because if I'm Pittsburgh, the Giants, Minnesota, whomever, it's like, dude, we got to have a quarterback. And if it ain't you, we got to find somebody.
The reality is, I know what you think, but Aaron Rodgers still at this level and his play and what's available, he's still the top of the list. And Aaron Rodgers has proven this from when he was towards the end in Green Bay to with the New York Jets to now. He does things on his timeline, and everybody else is just sitting and waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make a damn decision. Wow. And he's still at the talent level enough to where he can do that. And he's proving it again.
He's going to have to make a call, though, right? I mean, these teams can't afford to wait too much longer, or there's going to be nobody there, and Mason Rudolph will be your starter in Pittsburgh.
Good.
They got to do something.
Yeah, they got to do something. You know what you got to do right now?
What's that?
On this Mellow Monday.
What?
You got to be caller number, 11.
11?
Caller 11.
All right.
On this Mellow Monday. Every Monday we give away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. We call it Mellow Monday. You want that gift card to Mellow Mushroom? $50. Caller 11 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 11, you get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. The brackets are out. Who's coming to San Antonio for the Final Four? We'll talk about that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And with the brackets out, your dancing shoes are on. Yeah, you want to pick up your phones because you want to make your picks on March College basketball with Underdog, where you can bring that excitement to wherever you're watching. Playing on the Underdog app is as easy as choosing higher or lower on player stats like points, assists, rebounds, and more. Get those picks right, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars on Underdog. Will you be next? Get in the game by signing up for Underdog. Use promo code STAR when you get signed up to claim a gimme pick as part of your first cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you deposit. Cash in on every bucket during March on Underdog. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Void where prohibited. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Listen all this week to The Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the SB. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete sweet store, comes to the SB. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thesb.com. I've been hanging around this town. Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay. Let me tell you, Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code Alamo. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
The St. Patty's Day parties at the Roo Pub are legendary, and this year it will be the biggest ever, spanning 2 days. Sunday, March 16th, it's a crawfish boil, all you can eat for $10. Then on St. Patrick's Day, Monday, it's a block party. The green beer will be flowing with live music starting at 2 with Irish Goodbye. Finding Friday takes the stage at 5. DJs inside both the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant. Plan now to celebrate St. Patrick's Day the right way at the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. Swing it!
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Along with Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minix. St. Patrick's Day, and we're celebrating where you should be. That's the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Lots of green in this building. Lots of green beer. Lots of green. Lots of green everywhere.
A lot of green everywhere. It's all over the place. Great place. Everybody's having a great time. And I mean, the St. Patrick's Day parties here at the Roo Pub are famous.
Yes, they are.
And everybody knows it. They're all coming out, and it's just getting started.
It really is. I mean, it's 4:42. So, if you're getting off work or about to get off work, our show ends at 6, but, the party here at the Roo will go till, 2.
Who knows? At least, right?
I mean, Reinagel will probably make it to midnight tonight.
I don't think so. I don't think I'll make it till midnight.
What do you mean?
I didn't make it till midnight last night. Are you kidding me?
Did you make it to 9?
I don't really recall what time it was when we got into the Uber. And I don't think I stayed awake long once I got home. So it was an early night at the Reinagel house.
But no crying babies.
No.
And a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's exactly what it was.
I was a little surprised this morning to get emails from you as early as I was getting them.
Well, I still got to get up. I mean, Maggie's got to get up for work, right? So
we're professionals.
Well, right.
This is what we do.
Once she's up, I'm up, and it's all good.
Absolutely. That's what it is. The brackets are out. March Madness is here. The road to San Antonio officially on. And as you can expect, it happens every year, there are people that are crying foul about the bracket. Nobody quite like the governor of West Virginia. This guy is so pissed off that West Virginia did not make the tournament. He's threatening a lawsuit against the NCAA. And the fact that he calls the NCAA, the governor of West Virginia, a dude named Patrick Morrissey, calls him the National Corrupt Athletic Association.
I agree.
And he's launching an investigation.
And I've asked Attorney General McCuskey to launch an investigation into the NCAA's Tournament Selection Committee to determine if any backroom deals, corruption, bribes, or any nefarious activity occurred during the selection process. I know that the Attorney General and I are going to leave no stone unturned during this process.
Nefarious. I like the way he threw that in there. Nefarious.
Thought James Pledger was giving the speech.
Yeah, nefarious
Yeah.
activities. Hey, look, I don't blame him. Because you got North Carolina and Texas. Neither one should be there. West Virginia, he's got an argument. And there were a couple of other teams, right? That were out.
Indiana, Ohio State, Boise State. When you think about those that thought they had the resume to get in. Now, North Carolina is one thing. I said last week, Texas's win over Texas A&M should be enough to get them in, and it was. Although, even then, they're in the play-in. And I think they'll win their play-in game and then get rolled by Illinois. So they won't last long.
All right, hold on. I hear there's a beer bet coming up. First one of the year.
All right.
I'll take Xavier.
Okay. Beer bet on. Beer bet on.
All right.
Texas will win their play-in game.
You got that pledge?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got it.
All right.
Absolutely. I mean, so you look at that and you go, okay, you've got that going. And you could argue Texas. If Texas had not made it, I wouldn't be upset because they didn't play great all year, but they did play in the SEC, which had 14 teams make the tournament. That is a record. 14 of 16 teams in the SEC make the tournament. So obviously when they were going through things on that committee, looking at how competitive the league was, they weren't penalizing teams for losing in the SEC. Clearly that's what they were looking at for Texas getting in. That's got to be one of the factors there.
Well, clearly it was, because with that many teams in, they obviously think that's the best conference this year, where I think it was the Big 12 last year. So obviously that had to take some consideration into it. And I have to say, if Texas loses that game to Texas A&M, they probably don't get in. But the fact that they beat Texas A&M, who is a 4 seed, and got a really tough matchup.
Yeah,
it's they're playing Yale, and I don't know, it sounds easy, but those Ivy League schools, man, they play basketball so much different than everybody else that you just don't see that. So A&M's not going to have ever seen a style like Yale. Now I'm not going to say they're going to lose to them. I'll pick them to win, but it's for whatever reason, those Ivy League schools always give whoever they're playing in that first round fits.
Well, and I know, like, I think Texas A&M makes the Sweet 16 before losing to Auburn. I think they'll beat Yale. I think they'll beat Michigan and then lose to Auburn in the Sweet 16. I have Texas Tech making a long run all the way to the Elite 8. In my initial bracket, I've got Houston winning it all. But I can already tell you I don't like my bracket because this morning I got up and I filled it out. Took about less than 2 minutes, just boom, boom, boom. And then I realized I got 4 1 seeds making the Final Four. And while that has happened, it doesn't happen often enough. And I don't know that it'll happen this year, but when you look at the way the brackets play out, there aren't a lot of obvious upset opportunities for those 1 seeds. Now, that doesn't mean they won't happen, but it's not like, oh, man, they're going to really struggle in this round to get by. I just don't really see that from these teams that are 1s.
I think it's a different tournament this year, and I say that because of NIL and the transfer portal. So I think some of these teams that you are not taking seriously, if that's the right word, may have an opportunity. I think we could see some upsets early in this tournament with some big schools. Now, your number 1 seeds, I'm not going to say that. I mean, they all are number 1 for a reason, but I could see a number 2, a number 3 get knocked off early on.
Well, and I say that, right? There's no obvious upsets. I know there will be some, but to even look at some of these games and say, well, man, that's 50-50, that's 60-40. So many of these just feel like, I don't know, more 70-30 or 80-20 type of games, when you're going through, especially with the top seeds, and for that matter, on the 2 seeds. But there's always upsets. If you think you've got one, you've eyed one. And again, picking your bracket different than how you're going to bet, right? Because you're making bets to try to win lots of money. So how are you placing your bets are different than maybe how you put your bracket together.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt about that. Now, I kind of scribbled out a bracket here, and I've done it since we got here. And it really is hard to pick these 1 seeds to get beat, although I do have a 2 seed right now in the Final Four, and that's Michigan State.
Michigan, all and seeing you love Tom Izzo.
I love Tom, especially tournament time.
But when was the last time that guy cut down the nets? 25 years ago?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they always seem good enough to get so far. Like everybody's going to be high on Gonzaga. I think everybody, especially after this weekend, is going to be really high on Florida and maybe back off Auburn a little bit. I've been on Auburn for a long time, but they're not playing their best basketball right now.
They're not.
But they wrap things up so early, you just wonder. But that's that killer instinct that I want to see in a team going into a tournament. Because let's face it, this time of year, one bad day at the office and your season is over. You are just donezo.
That's all it takes. That's the beauty of the tournament, man.
It really is.
You got to come to play every game, because you lose, there's no second chance. You're done. That's it. So I want to see how Cooper Flagg comes back. Is he healthy? Will he be affected at all by that sprained ankle? Because that could make a difference for that Duke team. Look, they're pretty good anyway. But you take out the best player in the country, and that makes a difference.
Well, the reality is they were so good even without him. Will he play this week? Friday was their first game Friday.
Yeah.
They don't need him in that game. I do think, because I've got Baylor beating Mississippi State in the first round. Baylor would get Duke in the second round. I do think Cooper Flagg needs to play in that game. So I would give him that Friday off in the first game. But listening this morning, according to reports, the doctors, his parents, and his agent will have a lot to say about whether Cooper Flagg is going to play in the first round game.
He's looking at all those multi-millions that are being paid out in the NBA these days and wants to make sure that he's okay. And he wants to be the number 1 pick. I mean, let's face it. So he doesn't want to get hurt badly. But, yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't play him on Friday. And if for some you think you can beat Baylor without him, then let him rest the weekend and then have him for the second round.
Let us know what upsets you have on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Drop in the comments there who you think is prime for an upset. Where are you seeing the upsets? See, I'm a one bracket guy. I know there are a lot of you guys, like James Pledge will have 17. I know you'll see all these people with all these different brackets, and that gives you more of a chance to win whatever pool you're in. But also at the end, you could say, see, I had a good bracket, right? I go with one.
I'm only going to go with one as well.
Now, what I have today might be different Thursday when those first games tip off.
Well, and I agree with that, but I just think, man, I mean, if you don't like your first bracket, what are you going to change? I mean, then you're like all over the place, and so I can't do that. One bracket.
Well, that's
I'm
it.
Done.
I'm like, especially if you're rooting against yourself. But again, sometimes if you're in a pool, where you're allowed to have more than one and there's money on the line, you'll throw in a second bracket just to increase your odds of winning if it doesn't cost you another entry fee. All right, I could see that. But, at the same time, I'm a one bracket guy, and I'll massage this over the next couple of days as I do my research. This first one, knee-jerk reaction, boom, 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 fill them out and go from there.
Boom, boom, boom. Huh?
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I'm gonna redo mine too. Well, actually,
I just of the 4-1 seats. This is where of the 4-1 seats, who do you think has the least likely chance of making it to San Antonio? At Joe Reinagle 2-0, at Jason Minix. Is it Florida, Auburn, Duke, or Houston?
Wow, all of those teams are good.
Well, that's it. Jeez. And when you look at their road, they've got some tough games. Like Michigan State. I've got Auburn winning that game. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan State were to win that game to get to San Antonio because they are talented. Some people are going to be high on St. John's. And I've got St. John's making a great run, but I don't see St. John's making it to San Antonio. Kentucky, I know there are 3.
They're overrated.
Well, and Tennessee, I really like Tennessee. So, but I could see like the 2 seed Tennessee if they're playing Kentucky, which I have that happening. Going there. But when I look at Duke's road, I mean, they got to beat. Who all that? Baylor? Baylor, Arizona, and then Alabama.
A team to watch out for, too, I think, is Wisconsin. I like the way they play, and they've been playing pretty well. I have Kentucky getting beat in the second game. Illinois beating them. I just do. I just don't think Kentucky – I'm not sold on Kentucky this year, and so I have them getting beat by Illinois in the second round. So – that's, I guess, it is my biggest upset that I have on the board right now. You're always going to take some 12-5 games and have the 12 seed because that's going to happen. It happens every year, or an 11-6. It always happens. Yeah. So you got to find one of those that you like and put that in there. But it's just a fun time of year. There's no doubt.
Or a 13-4, which, you look at Grand Canyon as a 13. Could the Lopes upset Maryland? It's possible. Interesting when you look at it and play through it. Now, looking at some of our YouTube comments, Sam says Auburn will lose to Florida. Frank Mateo's drinking here at the Roo Pub, obviously.
He obviously is.
He says the Longhorns are coming to San Antonio.
I asked him if he was drunk.
Andrew says VCU over BYU. And Fred Villarreal says lots of green beer flowing in the chat room.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely.
No doubt.
Lots of green beer flowing here at the Roo Pub. 281 and Redland Road for the annual legendary St. Patrick's Day party, and it's certainly living up to the hype. You got plenty of time to get over here to the Roo Pub. Got a live band outside right now. Finding Friday should be on the stage here in a bit. They're always a great time. Dude, it's the Roo Pub. You know the drill.
Yep.
281 and Redland Road. The Cowboys now in the market for a new backup quarterback. We'll talk about Cooper Rush and his deal with Baltimore and what the Cowboys' options are coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now injury clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom.
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
The Easter Bunny? He's lost his dazzle. His tail? Flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, no more poof, see?
And those eggs? They're supposed to be spiffy, colorful, full of magic, but the trap streaky, like they've been kissed by dust bunnies.
And when the cabbage wish shelling out for eggs, they ought to be the cat's pajamas. But nope, everything's on the fritz, and we know why.
Hard water.
Nasty build-up, filmy gunk. It's giving the whole shebang the heebie-jeebies.
It needs a Connecticut. Their non-electric, high-efficiency water softness make water the bee's knees. Your skin, smoother than a gangster's alibi. And eggs?
Gleaming like gold in a G-Man's pocket.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE. That's 210-656-PURE.
It's a limited time, so hop to it, say.
License number 38961.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio. Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys looking for a new backup quarterback. Cooper Rush signed with the Baltimore Ravens, 2 years, $6.2 million. 4.2 of that is guaranteed, and he could get paid up to $12.2 million. Cowboys did add a former number 2 pick, wide receiver Paris Campbell. He played with the Eagles last season. And how about Derek Stingley? 3-year, $90 million extension, $89 million of that guaranteed.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. It's St. Patrick's Day, and the party is certainly in full swing here at the Roo.
No doubt. I mean, everybody's here having a good time. A lot of green in the house. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. The band's playing outside. They look like they were good. I kind of stuck my head out during the break, and the band looks good. Everybody looks good. It's a fun time here. The only thing missing is you if you're not here.
So point your car in this direction, 281 and Redland Road. The Roo Pub parking lot party outside with the bands. And not only did they look good, more importantly, they sounded good.
Yes.
And we're sober, and they sounded good, right? I know Finding Friday, they always sound good, and they're about to take the stage here at the Roo, play for a couple, 3-4 hours. So get on over here, the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road.
Damn, dude, they're going to play for 3 or 4 hours?
I think 3, maybe 4.
Holy cow.
I don't know.
Well, good for them.
I mean, you know how it rolls. Now, speaking of green, yeah, bad transition, but what the hell?
What the hell?
The Eagles, they wear green, and they're doling out more green. Adam Schefter's tweet, another Eagles payday. 5-time Pro Bowl or All-Pro tackle Lane Johnson has reworked his contract to add $8 million over the next 2 years and an additional $30 million in guarantees. The soon-to-be 35-year-old Johnson will now earn $48 million over the next 2 years, with 40 of that guaranteed.
Wow. How did the Eagles do it?
Are they working with the same cap that everybody else seems to be working with?
I just think they're creative with the way that they do things, and this probably saved them money or added some money to the cap. I wouldn't be surprised, just depending on how they worked it and what they did.
Well, I mean,
they're very creative.
They are, and they are proving, Jerry, that you can have a lot of guys making a lot of money. And, well, Lane Johnson, one of the best offensive linemen. He's certainly one that has earned it. It's just surprising to see. And, again, I think the way Shefty worded that is perfect. Another Eagles payday.
Yeah.
You start wondering. Meanwhile, the Cowboys continue just to count nickels, and they let Cooper Rush out the door. I really did think about a week ago, because the first week of free agency, there was no buzz at all about Cooper Rush.
Right.
That maybe he would be back with the Cowboys because there wasn't a market for him. But Cooper Rush has proven to be a game-ready backup quarterback. And that's what the Baltimore Ravens are paying for. Now, granted, they gave Cooper Rush a contract that, quite frankly, probably even shocked Chris Cabot, his agent, when Baltimore said yes. Yeah, we'll do that. Reportedly, a 2-year contract that has a maximum value of $12.2 million. But it does include $4.2 million in guaranteed money. And I just don't see any way that the Cowboys were going to guarantee Cooper Rush $4 million.
No, they weren't. They thought maybe they'd get him cheaper than that. But it could be a big mistake. I mean, you got Will Grier right now. That's your backup quarterback. And, I mean, it's Dak Prescott. What are the chances of him lasting 17 games? It's tough to figure that or even be optimistic. So what do? Do they draft somebody? Do they go out and find somebody? Going to be interesting to see, but they definitely, unless they like Will Grier enough, I mean, they've kept him around and brought him back.
Yeah.
So Who knows?
Well, and there's still no real seeming market for Trey Lance, so I guess that also is an option. But the reality is, all signs look like there could be there could be a quarterback taken in the draft that would ultimately be the backup quarterback.
Could be.
And two names that have been linked to the Cowboys a lot are Quinn Ewers and Dillon Gabriel.
Yep.
Now, Quinn Ewers is from South Lake. You think about, and I could see Jerry and Steven going, well, I mean, in high school, he was projected to be a top guy. And, Dak was a 4th-round guy. There was all this. I mean, maybe it is a Quinn Ewers. Maybe it is a Dillon Gabriel. But the idea of them drafting a quarterback this year to be a backup quarterback with the voids that they have, the needs that they need immediate impact with, you figure that whoever they take in the first 3 rounds have to be able to come in and contribute. And I don't see a quarterback being one of those guys.
Well, that's where Gabriel, though, he's older, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's almost like a Penix was last year, so he's older. In that respect, that might be something they could be thinking about if they do draft him, and they may be able to get Dillon Gabriel later. He could be a 5th rounder. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure why they would draft the quarterback this early, but I can't imagine going into the season with Will Grier as your backup quarterback. It's a big loss, and I think when you look at this and you say, well, they lost this guy or that guy, there's a Cooper Rush who was familiar with things there and has proven himself to be a capable backup. That's a big loss for the Cowboys.
Well, and again, I mean, a pricey insurance policy for the Baltimore Ravens. Cooper Rush at one point did leave, but then he found his way back because the Cowboys missed him and realized what they had. And, he wasn't overly expensive. If he ends up playing a lot for Baltimore, makes $12 million, good for Cooper Rush. I mean, here is a guy that never thought he would be in the NFL. The couple times we've had him on the show, the idea of, Central Michigan, I mean, it just the idea, he's one of those NFL stories, even though, he'll be rich the rest of his life, but never thought he was going to be that NFL guy. Never thought it was realistic for him to have the career that he's had, the longevity of it. And then at this point in his life, to get a contract like that, certainly don't blame him, because I thought he'd be looking at a minimum deal in Dallas and minimum deals everywhere. So if I'm getting a minimum deal, might as well stay in Dallas and not have to move.
But he got a lot better than that in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And face it, I mean, look, and I don't want to jinx Lamar Jackson, but he's been pretty sturdy and steady and over the last couple of years anyway. So he may not have to do much there, but it is a good insurance policy for the Baltimore Ravens. There's no doubt. Problem is, you're talking about going from a Lamar Jackson to a Cooper Rush. That's like night and day, man.
Well,
just style-wise.
I mean, you mean a statue?
Yes. Yes.
I although again, I just look at all of this for Cooper Rush. If Lamar gets hurt, you're going to go with a more standard offense anyway. And that is what he's going to do. I mean, they've tried when RG3 was the backup. Like, who do we get that's a good mobile quarterback that we can, and nobody's going to come in and do Lamar things. So they don't even need to try to come in and do Lamar things.
Right.
I mean, Cooper Rush will have plays that he's going to be able to run, hand the ball off, throw the ball downfield, and see what they're able to get done and go from there. That's ultimately what I see happening with Baltimore if Cooper Rush has to play for any extended period of time. But good for Cooper Rush, bad for the Cowboys, because now they got to go find a backup quarterback. And, let's face it, there's not a lot of them out there. Yep. Although they did find another wide receiver, Paris Campbell. Here's a guy who's been around.
That'll excite you, won't it?
I mean, another depth signing.
That's all it is. And look, I'm not sure. This guy, this is his 3rd team since he was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know. Another reclamation project for Jerry Jones. I mean, that's all this is. The guy's got speed. I will give him that. He can get over the top. Didn't play a lot last year. It doesn't really move the needle. It's not a guy you're going to say, well, this guy's automatically number 2 wide receiver. He's not. He's going to have to come in and compete with all those other guys because he's not a guy that you can really count on.
Well, I think about what the Cowboys currently have, wide receiver depth-wise. CeeDee Lamb is clear-cut number 1.
Sure.
I think number 2, we'll find out who that dude is in April during the draft. Then you've got Turpin, and you've got some other guys that are going to battle it out for that 3rd and 4th wide receiver spot. But I when you look at their depth, there's not a clear-cut 2. There's not that Brandon Cooks sitting over there. I think all these wide receiver signings, whether you're talking about Mingo, who they gave up a 4th-round pick for, Paris Campbell, it just tells me what they really think of Jalen Tolbert, that guy has not developed into the reliable number 2 wide receiver. He's shown some flashes, but not enough consistency to be considered the number 2 to CeeDee Lamb, the Alvin Harper to Michael Irvin. He just hasn't developed into that guy.
3rd-round pick for them, too, and he just has not worked out like they hoped that he would. He's got to be coming up at the end of his rookie deal, doesn't he?
Probably has another year.
So, yeah, I mean, I would imagine that's a guy the Cowboys, it could very well be a prove-it year for him. If he doesn't get it done this year, at least show something, he could be gone pretty quickly. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, again, the draft, I still have wide receiver as a priority for the Cowboys in the first 3 rounds of the draft. Somebody that can come in and be that legit number 2. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. It's St. Patrick's Day. Head out this way. It's going to be a great night here at the Roo. Now, if you're not having a great day at the house because of a plumbing or AC problem, there is one company to call in. That is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. It's also that time of year you want to get a little maintenance done just to make sure your AC is ready for the hot summer months that are coming. At Quartermoon, they don't do specials often, but they've got a pre-summer AC inspection special. They got creative with it. They made it their phone number, $58.99. So for $58.99, they'll come out and inspect your capacitor, indoor coil, outdoor coil, filter, and check all the proper temperature levels. And make sure you get that maintenance done before it gets crazy hot here. And those days are coming. Call Quartermoon and get that scheduled. 210-651-5899. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swim with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully. Playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on 2025 Silverado 1500s and $10,000 off MSRP on Silverado heavy duties. Buy a new 2025 Equinox posted at $24,999 or $40,999 for a new Traverse. Plus 2 years of no charge oil changes and car washes. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Hey, it's Adam from Counting Crows. Come out and see us on the Complete Suites Tour this summer. We'll be joined by our friends, the Gaslight Anthem. It's a summer butter miracle. Guess I should. Old songs, new songs. Come and hang with us.
Saturday, August 2nd, the SB at St. Paul Square. Tickets on sale now at thesb.com. Presented by ATG Entertainment. Tomorrow morning at 6, let AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson drive you to work. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. St. Patrick's Day at the Roo Pub. Doesn't get better than this.
It is getting lively in here, to say the least. It really is. Everybody having a good time today. A lot of green drinks, beer, shots, all kinds of stuff. So you need to get out here, man. I tell you what, this is a place to be on a Monday in San Antonio.
I mean, it really is. St. Patrick's Day parties, kind of like their Halloween parties, legendary. And they do it right. This is the place you want to be on St. Patrick's Day. So get out here. Now, April 14th, you're going to want to be with us at the Golf Club of Texas. Our Spring Golf Classic coming up April 14th, brought to you by Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. And I'm about 40 minutes away from a Flight by Yuengling.
Yeah.
Golf Club of Texas. $100 a player to get in if you sign up as a foursome. $120 if you sign up as an individual, and we'll find you 4 or 3 friends to group with. We're more than halfway sold out. We're less than a month away. So make sure you get signed up at sasportstar.com. And you think about April 14th. So this month, St. Patrick's Day, we're here right now. It's March 17th. Next week, we're going to be in Las Vegas at Circa Las Vegas. You can go on that trip as well. Book it, sasportstar.com, a link where you can get out there next weekend. Opening day of Major League Baseball, Sweet 16 round of the tournament. Then the following week, you have the Valero Texas Open in town and the Final Four. Then you get a week kind of relax a little bit, and then we get our golf tournament. It's a boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom. We're busy, really busy. And but this kind of stuff is fun, man. Seeing all the people here, it's sad that we have to sit here and watch them have a good time, but it's fun to do that. It's going to be great in Vegas, where we get to watch people swim and drink and have a good time while we do the show.
Work.
I'm telling you.
We should get hazard pay.
Well, we really should. That's for sure. And then the golf tournament, man. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Dude, it always is. Again, and we always sell out. We're under a month away. So you're going to play. You keep saying you want to play. Get your team signed up. Pay the money, $400, $100 a player. And the scenery that's out on the golf course, you won't be thirsty, we can promise you that. And you're going to have a great time. It's always a blast, so make sure you get signed up at sasportstar.com.
We got a beer bet. First one of the year.
You're excited about that.
I am excited because I'm
you're
going to win
nervous
this
about
one.
it.
No, I'm going to win this one.
Oh, you are?
You might as well buy the flight now.
Well, sure.
I'm just saying, I'm going to win this one.
Are you?
Texas doesn't belong in the tournament, and Xavier's going to kick their butts out.
All right, so Joe Reinagel, why do you say Texas does not belong in the tournament? Now, I'm going to couch this. Last week, when we were doing the show, you didn't argue or offer up an opposing opinion when they beat A&M, and I said that was enough to get in. You agreed with me then.
I did.
So what has changed your mind?
Well,
Joe Lunardi?
I look at he's won, but I look at the teams that were left out. And Texas got a record, 19-15? That's terrible. Although I guess the SEC is the greatest basketball conference on the planet these days.
Historic. I mean, they got 14 of their 16 teams in the tournament. That's never happened before. Look, you start breaking things down. Joe Lunardi at ESPN was the one guy that did not have Texas in when he was doing his last four in, first four out. Although he writes on ESPN.com, you want to include Texas in its 7 quad 1 wins, I can absolutely live with that, despite the 15 losses, the 6-12 league record, and the number 287 non-conference schedule. But you simply cannot include North Carolina as well. Lenardi's not necessarily mad that Texas is in. He's mad that both Texas and North Carolina are in, and a team like West Virginia is out.
Well, I'm glad Texas is in. So when Shaka Smart beats them on Wednesday night, they can go on vacation early.
Go on.
Although 8:30 Clay says Texas ain't losing to Shaka. Sorry, Joe.
I mean, well, and again, we've got a beer bet, so obviously I'm going to disagree with that. I think Texas wins their play-in, but they're going to lose to Illinois in the first round. And I know we've had this long enough, but I don't even look at these play-in games as really in the tournament because you got to play your way into the tournament. I mean, they'll get all the sort of hoopla of saying they're a tournament team, and that's probably enough, good or bad, to keep Rodney Terry around for another year. But I think that win over A&M secured him another year on the 40 acres, and Texas getting into the tournament, which, the first part of that's happened. And I do think that Rodney Terry will stick around another year. Now, if you're right and I lose this beer bet, then maybe Rodney Terry will have a meeting with CDC that he's not expecting to have.
Yeah, I think so. Look, he's going to lose it. He's going to. But look, I got nothing against Rodney Terry. He took over a very tough situation when Chris Beard was let go. And Chris Beard, by the way, doing very well. I just think that I don't know. Texas just doesn't have the talent. They get up for Texas A&M, right? I mean, that's your rival. Double overtime win. They're in, so I'm not gonna complain about it. They're in, but it's gonna be a short-lived tournament for those guys.
Well, and again, I could see a short-lived tournament for Texas. I have them out in the first round after winning their play-in, which is what, Wednesday night, right?
Wednesday night, yeah.
They get the great Wednesday night matchup, and then turn around and go from there, taking on Xavier.
Victor's right. I'm sitting here saying Shaka Smart. He's with Marquette.
I think
my bad.
Sean Miller that's at Xavier.
He used to be at Arizona, that guy?
Yeah.
So my bad.
But it sounded good.
It did sound good, and it would have been a nice way to go.
Well, so I was looking at you like, I was thinking I was wrong. That there was a change I wasn't aware of. It's weird, though, because I see Shaka now, and I saw him this weekend, coaching, and I just don't recognize that dude with hair. I've got a great photo with Shaka Smart when he was at VCU, and they won here in the Alamo Dome. And at the time, ESPN Radio, I was the guy that was, doing all the interviews with the guys. We're putting them on the phone so they would go. So he's on my phone doing a live hit on the floor with the net around his neck. I see him now with hair, and I don't recognize that guy.
I always liked him. I liked him when he was with Texas, and everybody thought he was going to, bring them to national prominence, and he didn't do it.
Well, and it's like Chris Beard. I mean, Chris Beard did some things that get you fired from your current job, but don't keep you from getting another job. And you almost wonder if Chris Beard didn't have that, where Texas basketball would be right now. Certainly not a bubble team coming into the tournament. I mean, but, with everything that went on with Chris Beard, Texas had to let him go. You had to be able to do that, right? But it didn't keep him from getting another job, but it does keep you from keeping the job that you currently have.
I suppose. I know a lot of people were upset with that didn't think he should have been fired. Maybe you had to. They did, and he moved on. And good basketball coach, though. That's the problem, man. You lose a guy like that, unlucky, and you get Rodney Terry, who adequate.
Well, I mean, Rodney, I guess, yeah. As a head coach, he was a longtime assistant, great recruiter. He was the right guy for the job at the time, but the result is it where Texas wants to be with their basketball program. Now, I say that if they were to get rid of Rodney Terry, what are they going to get that is better than Rodney Terry? Right now. I mean, and if you're going to make a change. Now, if his job was in the balance, did that win over A&M? And again, you beat A&M, and that carries a lot of weight in double overtime, and you get into the tournament. Is that enough to keep his job? Right? But I think it was. But he's on a short leash, and for how long? If he doesn't turn it around and have a more dominating season, because where Texas is in the SEC. Now, granted, this SEC season proved to be one of the more incredible overall league seasons, and you could see that by the number of teams that got into the tournament. But with NIL now a major player, Texas shouldn't have any problem getting whatever player they need at whatever cost because they're Texas. And when you look around the SEC, a lot of deep pockets aren't just buying football programs. They're buying basketball programs as well. And Texas has to take advantage of the dollar. So as I say that, Chris Del Conte might want to keep him, but those that are ponying up the money, are they getting the result they want? And just getting into the tournament shouldn't be good enough at Texas.
Well, and that's it. And that's where it comes down to. I mean, where Sarkisian has turned the football program around, you need somebody that can turn that basketball program around as well. And again, I'm kind of with you in this whole thing. Playing on a Wednesday night before the tournament begins on Thursday is not being in the tournament to me. So you still have to prove yourself to get into the tournament, and that's what Texas has got to do. Now, again, Xavier's got to do the same thing. Both of those teams, certainly on the bubble, but they're going to get an opportunity to get into the tournament. The winner's in, obviously, and the loser's gone. It's going to be a good game.
I know. I'm excited now because Thursday I'm going to have a whole new set of cans of beer for my beer fridge. Can't wait.
Sure.
Can't wait.
Beer bet. I've got Xavier. You got Texas.
How are we in April or March, and that's our first beer bet of the year?
I don't know. It's a good question. I was a little gun shy, I guess.
Well, you were 0
I had to save up my money.
0 for 2024.
I know. So I'm going to start out 2025 on a good note.
We'll see.
And Wednesday night, I'll be into that game.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, dude, it's tournament time. We'll be into all of these games.
No question about it.
It'll be a great next couple of weeks. Can't wait to get the first round out of the way. And then we go to Vegas for the second round, which is going to be a blast. You guys can join us, sasportstar.com. There's a link there to the page that already has the discount applied for Circa Las Vegas. If you go straight to Circa, it's promo code Blitz. More coming up here from the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. St. Patrick's Day party well underway. Spurs play tonight. We'll talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
First of all, I want to talk about my Connecticut quality water softener. I love that thing. I tell you guys all the time, if you listen to this show, man, I love taking a shower. Love putting on my clean clothes that have been washed in Connecticut water, softened water. The dishes are cleaner. Everything is better with a Connecticut. It absolutely is the best in the business, the most popular water softener on the market. But it's a game changer. And I'm telling you, it really, truly is. I didn't think it would be. I was a skeptic until I got it in the house, started using it, and it is so much better than anything else I have ever had. I can't believe it's taken me this long to have one, but I've got it now and I love it. And one of the things I love about it is you don't plug it in. It doesn't run on electricity, but it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It works when you need it to work. That is the truth. It's got an outstanding warranty as well, but you're probably never going to have to use it because it is just that good. And right now, well, the fine folks at Connecticut are sweetening the deal. If you buy a brand new Connecticut quality water softener, you are going to get free of charge a reverse osmosis drinking station. They're going to install it right there at your kitchen sink. It is fantastic. Also, they'll give you $400 for your old water softener, and they're going to give you free money. 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Looks a great deal. It's not going to last long. You know that. So call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. The number to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, I'll carry on alone, but there's so much to talk about. How'd the Lakers-Spurs game go to Luka? Hit the buzzer beater, Spurs get one. We'll talk about it. Your brackets, how they looking? We'll look at the individual upsets coming your way. And, well, what are the Cowboys going to do about a quarterback? All coming Tuesday. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Rd. St. Patrick's Day well underway. So much going on. And not just today, but there's a lot of different shows coming. March 22nd, Papa Roach is going to be at the Frost Bank Center.
Papa Roach.
Joe wants to interview him just to question them on the naming of the band.
Yes.
Even though we know the name of the band. But either way, if you want to go see Papa Roach March 22nd at the Frost Bank Center, we've got tickets right now. We'll give them to caller number 12. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 12, you're going to go see Papa Roach March 22nd at the Frost Bank Center. You know, with everybody focused on college basketball, the Spurs are still playing in games. They have one tonight in Los Angeles. This is a makeup game. So if you have your original schedule, if you still are one that gets a magnet schedule or something, this one wasn't on there. This is a game that was postponed when they were having all those fires out there in Los Angeles. So the Lakers in a bit of a stretch right now because they've got all these makeup games. Still no LeBron James, but while Devin Vassell has played great basketball since Wemby went out, they play no defense.
Oh gosh!
I mean. They gave up 1,000 points, it felt like, to Charlotte or New Orleans the other night in the first half. I said Charlotte, New Orleans. Or what game was Rob at?
No, it was Charlotte.
Yeah. And then it was New Orleans
last night.
Yeah. It's just amazing how poorly they are on the defensive side. It really is mind-boggling that they have become that bad at playing defense.
It's awful. Look, even with Wemby in, they were better, obviously, but they still didn't play good defense. So that's got to be a priority, I would think, this offseason, is to find somebody that likes to play defense. It will help them out a little bit. Because De'Aaron Fox said it best. He said, offensively, we've got no issues. We can score. It's just we're giving up way too many points. And so, it's been tough for them, certainly, shutting people down. It's been bad, but obviously, De'Aaron Fox out. He's going to get that surgery tomorrow, I believe.
Yep, tomorrow morning.
So, going to be a tough one for them. Although Los Angeles just snapped a 5-game losing skid.
Well, again, with no LeBron, they're trying to figure some things out. Luka has been playing well. They did finally get a win, but at the same time, I don't have high expectations for the Spurs to go into Los Angeles and get a win, even though LA has struggled a bit. They're still trying to play for playoff seeding. And, right now they're the 5th seed, but they're not that far away from jumping up to the 2 seed. There's no way they're going to catch Oklahoma City for the 1 seed. But, right now, Houston, Denver, and Memphis are tied for the 2nd spot. All three are 13 games back from Oklahoma City. The Lakers are 14 games back. So, they could, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that 2 seed. The Spurs, they're trying to maintain their lottery position and, doing a pretty good job. But, I mean, they're only a couple, 4 games away from getting into the play-in, which I don't want to see happen. And I don't know if they're good enough to actually win their way in. Again, my fear is those other teams like Dallas that are trying to lose, although they're bringing Anthony Davis back for whatever reason. They're sending him to the G League. I'm surprised they don't just shut him down for the rest of the year.
He wants to play, and he needs to play. I'm sure the Dallas fans are like, dude, we need some help. We need you to play because we lost our best player, our franchise guy, and we need you to play. Look, he needs to play, and he needs to get in there, and the fans are going to have to get over it and see him play, and maybe if he plays at a high level, he'll win some of those folks over. But
that might be the most Nico Harrison thing I've ever heard you say. The fans just need to get over it.
Well, then what are they going to do? I mean, they got to get over it.
Well, I mean, eventually they will, but right now they're just mad as hell. And, they're mad as hell.
Yeah.
They aren't going anywhere this year. They aren't doing anything. Was she an Eagle fan?
You're an Eagle fan? Who?
Yeah, there's a...
Go Birds?
Yeah.
Eagles?
Oh, yeah, she's got Eagle shoes on.
Okay.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles!
Yeah.
Let's go Birds!
Exactly. I mean, you look at it and you see where we're going, and that woman's doing to us what that bachelorette party did to Dak Prescott down in the Bahamas.
Exactly right. She's about as drunk as they were, too.
Well, I mean, she should be.
She should be.
She should be.
Yeah.
I mean, she was spelling Eagles just like the mayor of Philadelphia spelled the Eagles. That was great. Greg Shelton doing a stand-up job of guarding. Yeah. And now Greg's yelling at Joe without a microphone.
He's yelling at
Pointing
me.
fingers.
I don't know what the hell he's saying.
He's got one job.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. You're used to getting heckled by ladies?
I'm used to getting heckled by Greg Shelton.
Well, which is like getting heckled by a drunk lady.
Yeah, exactly right.
Exactly.
Everybody's having fun here, that's for sure. It's interesting, and I was probably obnoxious like that last night, but I mean,
not probably.
You just, when you're sober and everybody else around you is tipsy.
The good news is, in 13 minutes you can start catching up,
right?
Which is the goal.
Yeah.
The fact that we've had a shot staring at us.
Yeah, if you're watching
for 2 hours,
if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it right there.
Yep.
And we have been. Very good.
Well, we're professionals.
We're professionals.
We know what we're doing.
You think so? Dude, fortunately for us, we get to come to cool places like this, hang out, talk sports and other things, and it's a great country.
It is. And we'll continue to do that. The good news is you guys can join us here at the Roo Pub. And if you're driving this way now, by the time you get here, we'll have a beer in our hand.
Yes, we certainly will.
Unless you're like right at Redland right now, chances are we'll have a beer in our hand by the time you get one in your hand, because we are just minutes away from that happening. All the conference tournament talk, the UTSA ladies certainly seemed to have gotten screwed over by the committee.
They did.
They had one hell of a season. And, I don't hear our governor going on and calling for an investigation, but maybe Mayor Ron should have a press conference or somebody, because not only did they not make the tournament, which honestly shouldn't be even though they had a great season record-wise, going into the conference tournament, there were a lot of stories that said they knew they had to win the conference tournament to be able to get into the big dance. They didn't do that. They got bounced early. Poor showing. But in the invitational tournament that they're in, they didn't even get one of the 16 seeds. They as a regular season conference champion, you would think that they would at least host a game. They didn't even get that. Now they got to go all the way to Spokane. Not only, they got long-ass travel that they've now got to deal with. It is kind of bizarre.
Well, it is bizarre, and I feel bad for them. But, my goodness, you can't lose to Rice in the opening round of your conference tournament. I mean, you just can't do that. I don't care what kind of a regular season you had. You can't do that. And so that's what happened. Now they're unfortunately paying the price for it. But it is a little disrespectful to the UTSA ladies that they're having to travel all the way to Spokane.
Yeah, the WBIT tournament. And now they get to go play Gonzaga in the first round of that tournament. And, there was some thought or speculation that they would probably end up hosting a game in that tournament. But you think about just the travel. I don't know how many fans are going to try to travel out there for that, but that does seem like, I could see where Karen Aston would be and is extremely pissed off.
Well, she is. And it kind of goes to show you, but in the conference that they're in, and that's what the disrespect is coming from, I think, is the American Conference. But in the conference they're in, you've got to win your tournament. Look, they had the best regular season. I know it's one game and it's tough and anybody can beat anybody, but as well as they were playing with the talent that they have, I'm just shocked that Rice beat them and that they didn't roll through that tournament like they should have done. Then they'd be in the NCAA tournament and all would be right with the world.
Absolutely. Now, as we get closer to the start of Major League Baseball, the actual start, not the international games that are going to actually get things started, we're starting to hear all these different stories about the new foods that ballparks are going to be offering. And at what point is there too much at a ball game? In Houston, they have introduced a couple of new items, including a Daddy Mac dog.
Looks fantastic.
It does, but I don't know how you eat this thing sitting in your chair at the stadium. I mean, it's a foot-long Angus beef frank, chopped brisket, macaroni and cheese, barbecue sauce, and crispy dill chips on it.
Sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome. And, knowing the dogs they have here at the Roo Pub, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't come up with something kind of like that. But, one, I'm looking at that dog thinking, you take one bite of that, and then you're wearing a lot of it. That looks like a dog you got to eat with a fork and knife.
You got to eat that with a fork and knife. You're going to have to find a table to eat that. But I would do that. Just go early, get one, and eat it there. It looks fantastic. Anything with a hot dog attached to it, I'm in.
Anything with a hot dog attached to it?
Pretty much. Pretty much. See, you and Pledge, man, your minds are in the gutter.
Well, no, I mean, that's not at all where I was going with that. I'm not sure about Pledge, but I wasn't thinking that. I'm just thinking you can basically take a hot dog and put any toppings on it, and you're going to be happy.
Well, just about. I'm not a sauerkraut guy.
Okay. So
not really. You like sauerkraut?
No,
I don't either.
No, and it's crazy. I'm not a big fan of like Chicago style dogs because they got too much stuff all over it.
Well, I don't mind that.
No,
they're fine.
Macaroni and cheese sounds good. Brisket on a dog sounds good.
Yeah.
The Frito pie dog that they have here at the Roo Pub and the one they sell at Jury World are fantastic.
Oh, they're awesome.
But I do think at some point, you could look and say, all right, that's too much. And again, at a stadium, how are you going to eat that? Sitting in your chair,
you can't.
What do you do if you're having that, and then all of a sudden you can't leave now, man? We're just about to get off.
Started.
Yeah. I know you've been here since 2, but yeah, exactly. The heckling never stops here with the
never
ladies.
Stops. Yeah.
Yes. Work.
Well, I don't know how you eat any of it. They got a waffle thing there.
Waffle chicken sandwich in Philadelphia.
How do you eat that?
I don't know.
Don't.
Like there's all these, and one, the cost of it. I can go get a great steak, but 2, I just look at that and go, how do you eat that sitting in your chair? But they'll sell them. Although the Daddy Mac dog is under $20, which is a little surprising.
It's about $16.
Yeah. Yeah, so who knows? All right, it's beer time for us.
It is, buddy.
It is beer time for us.
We got a shot first.
Greg Shelton is telling us we've got to get things wrapped up. He's ready to be done.
He is.
Even though we got like 34 seconds to go. But he's like, hey, give that 30 seconds to James Foster.
Well, yeah, Pledge is, chomping at the bit to get his show started.
He really is.
Of course he is.
Absolutely. He really is. Extra innings with Pledge. Coming up next, it's beer time for us here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road.
Be stealing my Lucky Charms.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
The Valero Texas Open is a can't-miss event. Here's your chance to enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. You won't want to miss the next defining, unexpected, and winning moments at the Valero